Welcome back to another Ab Nation Live Tonight show with the hockey coach, your coach FRENCHY, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the great evening of Friday night, March 31st, the last day of the month, 2023. Hopefully an amazing, great week, everybody. You're ready for the rock and roll your weekend. Then, of course, hopefully your March was a great month for each one of you, and you're ready for April. If you live in the North America, right? Why is that April? This is the time for the spring is coming. Everybody's getting excited because they are tired of the snow and the cold weather. And hopefully you guys will go in the right direction. I'm sure it is that way. Tonight, guys, we have a different conversation. At the beginning, I want to talk about Jeff Gorton, but finally, I decided to go with Montreal Canadiens. I think after I check a couple of things in the last 2 hours, I said, you know what? It's maybe the time to go that direction. And it's time, guys, to have a time of divorce between Mike Hoffman and the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about this next couple of minutes. So don't forget, this is the show where it's your show, where you can have any question about Montreal Canadiens and any other subject in any show. Just forget to put the little Q so I can follow up and the feed when I'm alone like this. When I'm without in our tap or Marco and any other people with me, it's very hard to follow the feed when I'm alone. So I apologize for that. If I ever forget your question, don't take it personally. I just, didn't see it. That's pretty much it. Only I ignore all the questions from Danny, but this is another subject and bring to you next time. But tonight, guys, like I said, Mike Hoffman, we're going to talk about... we have a 6 game, I think, 4 game in the NHL tonight. We're going to follow up at the Buffalo Sabres winning right now 2-1 again in New York Rangers. Then the Jets take the lead 3-0 after 20 minutes. 2 more games a little bit later in the NHL. And tonight, guys, is a Friday night, last day of the month of March. I said, why not to do a Frenchy quiz? Then I'm going to looking for 3 people join me live tonight. If you want to join me, that'd be great. If you don't mind. I will definitely, give you a chance to talk to me live at the end of the show around 10:15. I'm going to get out quickly. Don't forget, Sunday night, we are back with that same kind of show, Ab Nation Live Tonight Show. Go ahead, Coach. Coach Frenchy. And after, he's going to join me live with me. And don't forget, Sunday morning, Ab Brown, your Sunday rendezvous. This is the last. I think we have 2 more to go with Marco Larabi for the end of the season. We did 2022, 2023. So thanks for joining me now. And don't forget, click on the like. That's the beauty if you can do, helping the channel to grow. We grow slowly. We feel like we're growing like a turtle right now. It's slowly, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So thanks for being with us tonight. I appreciate a lot. Let's talk about Montreal Canadiens. But let's further ado to welcome each one of you in the chat. And thanks to be with us tonight. Let's starting with, first of all, here we go. Mr. Enartap back in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Enartap. From Ottawa, number fence of the Senator, Mr. Vinny James 007 is in the house. Welcome back with us. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Show. The Captain, Danny T, is in the house tonight. The Captain, Danny T, thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Show. Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back with us. And Mr. We'll call him Mr. LH. LH is back with us. L. Anson, but we call him LH. Made it easier for us to go that way and easier to talk about. Thanks a lot to be with the Hockey Nation Show. Our friend Pierre est de retour avec nous ce soir. And I'm talking about Pierre. Pete Martin is in the house. Talking about the captain, Danny T, back with us tonight. What about the Roadrunner, the number 12? For the Montreal Canadiens, I'm talking about Gary Roadrunner. Cournoyeur is in the house. Welcome back with us tonight. Thanks to be with us. I tried to get what we got. Anybody? Oh, our friend from Québec, de la région de Québec. Il est de retour avec nous ce soir, Mr. Zeph Lecave. Knock the door. Look like Zeph have a really busy week. We did not see Zeph most of the week this week. Really doing well, Zeph, by the way. Glad to see you aboard to stop by to say hi about this. What about our friend, the number one fans with all the update day in, day out? I'm talking about from New Jersey, RJ Calabro. Thanks so much to be with us tonight. Glad to having you aboard. The assistant captain, all the moderator tonight, back with us again one more time. I'm talking about from the fan number one of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mr. Luciano Graziano, back in the house. Thanks to be with us. All the likes, appreciate a lot, everybody. Amazing how the player Bonnes threw under the bus. Respond big time tonight. Weller, Shifley, a corner. Here we go in our tap. I'm sure they have a good meeting all together. And from Ottawa, Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ottawa, our friend Claude Richard. Yeah, Claude, I tried to finish strong the year, Claude. Usually I try to get, for me, guys, is honestly April 1st, a full day. But otherwise, it's 8:10 here a.m. And then I try to recover from the night before, but looking good here. We try to come here the most we can. What about our friend Larry Watts? Back in the house, Larry Watts. Long time, Larry. Not come here live. Yes, Larry, I will comment to you. Just, if you don't mind, we're going to go through Mike Hoffman, and then I will bring to you Larry Watts, the situation with Jeff Gorton. You know, the thumbnail I make, it was supposed to talk about Jeff Gorton leaving a Montreal Canadiens, and then I did some search, everything on that. And so I will talk about him. If you don't mind, Larry, to start about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, if you don't mind, I would like to sharing with you what I'm thinking about this. They have a delayed game, by the way, guys, between the Laval Rocket and the Rockford Ice Hog, report by RJ Calabro. And the reason, guys, about a thunderstorm, not a thunderstorm, but possible an hurricane, well, not a hurricane, but a tornado watch in this area. So they really take a really seriously the situation. So they ask the people to be careful. They suspend the game right now. Right now, the game is on the delay at that moment. So I don't know if we are back or not, but that's happening the next couple of minutes ago. So the Ice Dog mentioned that one. The Rangers tried to knock the door around, and a boo! Adam Fox score, I think, and 2-2 between the Rangers and Buffalo Sabres. We're going to have some kind of controversy. The puck was in front of the goaltender. Look, I have no whistle. But Mr. Stu Peterson in the house. I was game last night in the third period. Farrell have a shift on the first and maybe line two. How did you find the play? How did you find the play? He play? Pretty good. Quick question, Claude, about that. If you talk about Sean Farrell yesterday, he started the third line with Gallagher and Jake Evan. Then he moved up to the first line with Nick Zuski and Mike Hoffman. That line, not Farrell, but that Zuski Hoffman had a very bad night yesterday. Hoffman -4 and -3 for Zuski. And but Farrell overall have a good 2 game with Montreal Canadiens. It's not like a flashy stuff, but really responsible. He shows some kind of the smartest things. His IQ hockey, you can see it, is really high. And for me, it was a good 2 game for his first in NHL. We take a little bit of time. I'm not sure he's going to be there with Montreal next season, but for what he showed to me, for the way he played, I really like it. I think you have some kind of really good future in NHL. The time will tell us, but no problem with the pace of the game. Of course, he's a little bit small, but he protected the puck well. He opened the space a lot for opening players. So, yeah, you can see a couple of times he tried to get a backdoor pass, and the kid is really smart. Responsible on the defensive zone. You can see he's not lost on the ice. It's just the time, reps time, and we don't know what happened to him next year. We're going to see him the next 6 games with the Montreal Canadiens. But you're looking good for sure. Mr. Willie Snyder knocked the door. Hey, coach, I predict Avalanche start first round. Willie, he predicted, so Minnesota finish first. Thanks so much about that one over there. Mr. Marco Larrabee knocked the door directly from Ottawa. And we'll do our Hoffman's was for free about that. Marco, thanks so much for the offer that possibility for the Montreal Canadiens. Marco, thank you to be with us. Marco is the coach, guys, the app branch your Sunday rendezvous every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. I think last week we did live stream. We don't know yet if we're going to do live stream or not, but at least we have a kind of premiere if we don't do the live stream. So stay tuned. Join us Sunday morning. Jake McAnaway, the Wings making Jet look like a Stanley Cup champs. That's a great comment to say that. The score the last time I watched, it was now 4-0, and the Rangers is 2-2 right now at that moment for the first two games of the four games we have on the program tonight. We got a blowout in Winnipeg. New drum run effect to intro of it. Marco, yeah, I forgot to use it for you, but we'll see. Gorton is not going nowhere. He was the big boss of the most storied franchise. The NHL cannot beat that. Therefore, Gary Connery said that. And the Winnipeg, the win arrive in Winnipeg. Don't kill yourself. Are not this good. Jake McAnaway. I agree with you. Next, just like me said, Sun Chicago went out for the tornado. There we go. Coach user breaking user sound every time I try to talk on the app branch. A good way to. Sorry about that, Marco. The good thing about this, Marco, we have always some kind of fun subject for everyone, so I think will not be a problem for that one over there. William McClary knocked the door. Welcome back, Mr. William McClary. Another great comments. And we have Mr. Christian Shaw. Get Kovalev out of the retirement. About that one over there. Well, not to bring the, more other players. I can tell you is a good mode in attack. Love you, boy. I can tell you you're on a good month in attack. Here we go. That's great to see that there. So the question tonight, guys, was Mike Hoffman. And why you bring this on that subject of Mike Hoffman with his divorce, anything like that. You have a fun point here, and I know Marco could talk about this for sure, but if you look him play the last two games, again the Flyers, right? Again the Florida Panthers. I understand we are the end of the season. I understand you got a cross-checking, and I can make excuse about that over there. But it's not only that. You have -4, -2 before the game before that, or -1, whatever, right? But is the way he play, his body language, his behavior on the ice, the way he not patch checking. You can see one time on the power play, he was not really care. And for me, this is the kind of stuff he piss off. I was going to say piss me off. Yes, as a fan, it pissed me off. But as a coach, if I was his coach, I would piss me off. I would sit him. And it's not a matter of game 74, 78, 82, or 6 in the schedule. You have no reason as a professional hockey player to not show up every day, to not perform every day, to not give everything, effort, consistency, work ethic. And this is the culture they try to build the Montreal Canadiens. That's what he tried to do. And that's what we're at right now with Mike Hoffman. And the reason I said it's time for this was you have one more year to go, $4.5 million. It's not easy to trade, right? It's not easy to give up him. And you can say, you can send him to Arizona or another team, and then you can give another prospect. And Montreal Canadiens is not the way he play those stuff like that. He's not give anything in return. I think for me, a buyout for Mike Hoffman at 2 years, I would give him Montreal 1.8 if I can recall it. Could be wrong, but I think I'm pretty sure about that one. And that's it for the next 2 years. So that would advantage, Montreal Canadiens. And behind that, guys, behind that situation with Mike Hoffman, is Montreal Canadiens right now on the, it's time to turn, right? This year was about cleanup. They clean up the contract, bad contract. They pick up contract. I'm talking about that enough. Monahan, right? And now it's time to clean up everything. Drouin was another one. And now Paul Biron. That's 4, right? Everything, all 4 together is $20 million approximately. And then you have Shea Weber was involved with that part over there too. But I think that's the turnaround for the Montreal Canadiens. The prospects are knocking the door. I'm talking about Eamon Eneman, Jesse Allen, RHP, talking about Owen Beck, Sean Farrell, Joshua Roy, as a forward right now. It can maybe have other players you can mention to me, and that would be great. But I think right now, for what he bring on the table, Mike Hoffman. He has no leadership. It's not a great example to follow on the ice or off ice, right? He's a little bit more independent. He's not like a guy is really into the team, everything like that. For what Martin St. Louis want to build and what we at that moment of the year, we're just starting to rebuild. We're still far to what we want to become. But I believe Montreal it's time to divorce with Mike Hoffman. It's time to give his spot, right, to someone else. And that someone else, guys, you can mention any one of them, and I'm okay with that part over there. I have no problem with that part over there. It could be Eminem, Allen, RHP, and it can go all the way like that. That's not a problem with me. But for me right now, it's time. It's time to divorce that player. It's time to be sure that Montreal open up spot for the youngest players we have. And we have good prospect. It's coming. We have a lot of great prospect. You can see the eclosion or the eruption of RHP. Then you can see then the Jesse Allen. I think an Emil Eneman could be the same thing. You know, I don't know if they want to keep Korean or not, but that's what it is right now. That's what's happening with Mike Hoffman. For me, for what I learned this year, the development of the team, the culture, the individual players, and the team together, and the way they perform all year long, this is the time right now to move on with Mike Hoffman. He's not the only one. I'm going to mention the name later, but I think it's the time. I would like to hear from you. I know the chat is moving right now, and when I talk on the camera, and I don't want to check what's going on in the chat. I'd like to resume what you said about that, but again, I think right now it's really the good time for the Montreal Canadiens. Definitely, Marco, we're going to talk about this in the next couple of Sunday morning. But let's see what we got here all the way there. Sunday time. Okay, I got it right there. Good evening. Luke for British Columbia is in the house. William, talk about this. Christian, about this one over there. 100% correct, Gary, in our tap. Pierre Martin, I can tell you, you're good mode in our tap. Oh, that's what I was at the last time I talked about this. And I will see you later for sure. It was, for now, Pierre, I wait until Ellen come. There we go, about that one over there. I don't know how I that the Jets. What's going on with Ellen and at Danny? Here we go. Coach, your business one, you did not put me live. Devon Levi show well is Buffalo tonight. You have a good game so far. Look like you have a very bad call for the referee, but Hoffman is tradable in the off season for sure. They would be a team desperate for the scorer. It could be right, Gary. I don't think so. He is not going to. No, I'm not saying like he would find. It's just I think a team with some time like they're looking for a player like him. It reminds me a little bit more that Arizona looking for at the end. Montreal could say, of course, they can keep the contract 50% if they want to. But the benefit for the Montreal Canadiens, Gary said, and many of you, maybe it's time for Mike Hoffman to leave the building, like we said, like Elvis did. Coach did not want to show how good the Mustangs was looking about that. And I did not necessarily with the Hoffman, but more with Armia, a lack of effort. John, first of all, John, welcome aboard. John Armia guy is another difference. Now, 28 years old, 29 now. Armia still have 2 more years, guy, at $3.4 million. That's maybe the 1.8 is coming from for Armia. So if you buy him out, it's 4 years in contract. Now, possibly you can give Armia and Hoffman together and say, look, we don't want anything. Or they could get Hoffman for future consideration if it's worth it for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, they could keep Hoffman until the trade deadline. But for me, that's not the need. They want to build a culture, go get someone younger and let him play. Armia is more like the hot and cold. I call him the hot and cold players. The guy can play 5 games. He could be like the Bobby Orr or the Wayne Gretzky. And then after that, he become the Jim Roberts of Montreal Canadiens. But that's what Armia is. This is really more about Mike Hoffman at this moment. Hoffman is not a guy you want around young player, do what you got to do. Not usual this year because there was not many rookie forward, possibly defenseman next year will be fun. Well said, Marco. You nailed it on that way. I cannot add more what you just said about this. Well said. Come on, one Hoffman score. You all bow down. Yeah, he scored only 14 goals this year. Amir is a no-show. Pierre Martin. Um, you know what? Yes, some player guys are not flashy, right? But the coach like. If you ask Martin Saint-Louis about Joan Amir, you're going to be surprised. He's going to say, no, he's a great hockey player. He's responsible. He's smart. He helped the Montreal Canadiens on special team. When he have the puck or on the offensive zone, he protect the puck very well. He gave a chance for all his teammates open up. But unfortunately, he cannot finishing. That's what Joan Amir is. But as a coach behind the bench, you like those details of the game. That's what Joan Amir. It's rare Joan Amir put your team in the trouble. He don't produce on offensive. I understand that. I agree with you. Right? He's not a guy you're going to see a big hit or a guy you feel like he should hit. He's a big 6'3", 6'2". He should give more. I understand that. Right? We like blue collar. We like our HP. Someone to work. Amir, he work on different ways. And I think that's what many fans don't like him at all. And it's hard for me, guys, to give a perspective. What I learned for the last couple of years, guys, is do not evaluate a player with the contract or the money he makes. I think that gave us a really bad perspective of all the player is at the end of the day, right? It's about what he do on the ice, what he bring on the table, what he does for the team he play for. And understand, but if you go that way, every players, right? Every players, look about who they are, check about what they play and how much money they make. You're going to realize the value of the contract is maybe more at the time lower at what they are. But again, we can go to another conversation about that. Don't like everything. Hoffman want child support. Okay. William, coach, RHP age and health is perfect. Perfect. He played all this year and the American Pierre Martin about RHP. Will Hoffman be a part of the single deal trade, or do you believe he is a part of the package deal? It depends, right? Well, just 5-0, by the way. It all depends, Alicia. It's a great question, by the way. Which team won it? Like I said, maybe they could do something like that. San Jose did with Brent Burns last year. The Vegas did it with Pat Charity last year. Calgary did with Montreal with Monahan. And Montreal could do the same thing. Follow that part of there. But Gary said he will be tradable. I'm still not sure about that because he carry on, but I think something like that, Montreal could said, okay, 50% his contract for this year, and that's complete his year with the Montreal. So possible for that. How much again do you buy out? For Hoffman, guys, I said 1.8. I could be wrong because I was thinking about Armia earlier. So let me get my bubble. I love my bubble hockey. Mike Hoffman. To buy him, I was right. 1.6. 1.6 for 2 years, guys. Next year and the following year. 1.6. Thanks, Larry, for the question about that. Make me do some search. Hoffman buyout over 2 years does not hurt too much. Not sure Hoffman can be tradable or 50% of TNA. Those questions, LH, you're absolutely right. We can sharing this, we can assume. But yeah, all the possibility is there for sure for that, LH. Add to jump, guys. Movie night with the wife. Have a great night. Let's go. Marco, see you a little bit later. Not a problem. Hoffman should beat Ben, the captain, not the motorcycle ski. What are going to see, Marco? Netflix, chill and a tap. Not sure yet. Here we go. Danny, the app signed Jacob Dobez, a 2-year deal today. We're going to talk about this next couple of minutes. Thanks, Lisa. Mr. Gogol is in the house. Guys, don't forget to click on the right. I feel not comfortable when a player signed below market value. The benefit of the team was said Zev is what to buy. Is it worth to buy out Hoffman? I think it's worth it. Is that for what we just bring on the table, right? For 1.6, it's not too bad. And think about this guy. They spent Hoffman $4.5 million, right? And now it's okay. So we can give him 1.6. You add, I don't know, another, let's go with RHP, take his spot. Well, RHP is going to be about 1.5, 1.7. I said yesterday that would bring $3.2 million of the salary cap, and this is below at 1.3. So at the end of the day, the salary cap is they win money on the salary cap. They take out the Hoffman on the equation, and I think that's what helping the culture of Martin Saint Louis around. So I think for me, this is the way. I think that's the way they should do. And it's a great comment about Hoffman. Try not to buy him out, get a bag, a pocket, and use hockey net. There we go. Did Hoffman have anything? His contract, it would make his painful. Divorce not allowed, will he? We just divorce. We just talk about his buyout 1.6 for the next 2 years. Pierre Martin said, Rangers, come on. Charlie Levi and Buffalo, William McLaren. Go Rangers, go in our tap. Boo the Rangers. Here we go. People talk about the Rangers, the Buffalo Sabres. So they talk about Mike Hoffman. Larry, I hope he's still here because you want to talk about Jeff Gorton, guys. He was my second subject of the night. And let's see what we have here. Is it the hand? Is it this one? Here we go. So is it the end for Jeff Gorton? You know, I said on my thumbnail earlier, it was Jeff Gorton leave the Montreal Canadiens. Some of you already give me some comments about this and what this coming from, coach. But happening yesterday or 2 days ago on the Sportnet, Nick Caprios does a show with Justin Bourne and everything. And they talk about the Montreal Canadiens. One of the reasons they talk about Jeff Gorton with the Montreal Canadiens look like Gorton is boring. Now, when he said boring, guys, it's like he's not involved like he was when he was with the general manager with New York Rangers. He's become an executive vice president for the Montreal Canadiens. So what he does, he shadow or is overview everything from the top to the bottom. All right. Of course, he comments about things. I'm sure, of course, Ken Hughes talk with him every day. And of course, I'm pretty sure he's involved. But the comments coming, or this, rumor is coming from Caprios. Then after that, it was reached by, and I could be screw his first name. I think it's Martin Leclerc or Marc Leclerc. He report in the morning at the 98.5 FM in Montreal in French station with Bob Arkley, Martin Lemay, and everything. Overtime now and the regular time, overtime now, Rangers Buffalo. So what happening there? He just continues that conversation. He said, yes, he heard something where. Now, he said, coach, but why Jeff Gorton want to leave? But because that's what he want to become a general manager and to have more in charge about the decision, everything like that. He did with the Rangers. He was with the Boston Bruins now. But why he said that? Because the other job could open up in the next couple of months in NHL. I think Calgary Flames is a one team. The Dravedin is out of his contract. Can he be out of the situation? I'm not sure. We don't know what happened with the Winnipeg Jet. If Sheffield death, it could be out. The situation with the Ottawa Senator, Bietarion, with the new owners, he could be out too over there. So you can see have some kind of possibility he can go around and get a job in NHL. Yes or no? I'm not sure. I don't think it will happen. I think Jeff Gorton enjoy what he's doing. I think he knows the team are doing well. I'm sure he like what he's doing. I'll be shocked if he's not involved with anything. I'll be shocked if you also know he's just watching and overview everything. I think every time can you talk to him every day, almost every day. And then Martin said we talk with Jeff Gorton and him too. I wouldn't be surprised. And again, like I mentioned to you, it's just my feeling about that. I'm not saying I'm right around here, but whatever Cabrios bring on the table, whatever Leclerc mentioned about Jeff Gorton, I don't see, Larry, the departure of Jeff Gorton with the Montreal Canadiens. And not at that moment. I believe he signed a contract of 5 years with the Montreal Canadiens. Again, I could be wrong here, but that's what I think he got. And I just don't feel like Jeff Gorton is going to leave the building. So let's see what we got here in the chat. I will try to go all the way up. Okay, Mike Hoffman, Rangers. Yeah. Frédéric, Pierre-Lisbois, 5.5 to 6 years. Is it possible? No, Frédéric. For the Montreal Canadiens, Pierre-Lisbois is going to get a little bit more at 5.5. Now, I will say to you, Pierre-Lisbois play right now as a guy for $6 million. The contract he got right now at $6 million for 1 year is exactly what you need. That's exactly what it should be. I don't think so. It should be more at that. But we'll see what happening. Chanding Levi over there. And Boo the Rangers. Here we go. We're going to go overtime over there. I'm watching the game live. I know you guys are in front of me, but overtime just starting for the New York Rangers, by the way. I said, let's shop Hoffman on the marketplace. Yeah, put him on the Facebook. Just kidding. But that would be a good place to see that the Salvation Army does not even want Hoffman there. How many players get bought out anyway? How many players get bought out anyway, John? I don't know if you talk about a specific team or a team Montreal Canadiens. The last one Montreal Canadiens got bought out is Alsner. Remember Carl Alsner. 2-1 for the Buffalo Sabres, guys. He's coming right there. He missed the net. Go back now. Let's see what's happening on that one over there. Buffalo attacking now. The puck bouncing back at the first side of Hoffman. Alak. So Montreal Canadiens, the last buyout, it was Carl Asner. He still have $833,000 for 1 more year next season. So that's what he got on that one over there. So there are 2 debt cap money, one from Dadonov and Bonino, but it's going to be erased at the end of this year. So that's what the situation with the salary cap, John. If you're asking for Montreal only. The logic, I think, is in the house. Is Jacob Dubé is about to play 1 game before the game to find the season? No. Great question, by the way, Mr. Logic. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. So, I would jump on that question because I like to do that, guys. Jacob Dubé, the player NCAA for the Ohio State, signed a 2 years contract at 21 years old. A very great performance he did with Ohio State for the last 3 years, more particularly the last 3 seasons with them. This season, he played 40 games for a goal against average of 2.31 and a save percentage of 913, 18. Last year was better, 35 games, 2.26 and a save percentage of 934. Ohio State a little bit better last season compared to this season. Whatever, they have a good year. But he signed a contract, and now he was report, Mr. Logic, at the Laval Rocket already. So he's going to be with the Laval Rocket for the rest of the season. And Montreal have only 1 more call up for the rest of the season. So you have 1 more time they can bring someone. That's the max they can get is 4 after the traded line. They used 3 of them. And now they have, because they used Primo this week, they have 1 more to go. So, Logic, back to your question. No, you're not going to see him around. I see no need for Gorton to leave. Before the end of the season. Yeah, I got it. Dubas is looking at Hoffman at $9 million. Gorton going nowhere. Coach, it's going to start. Next topic for that one in our tap. Jeff Gorton look like a man and charge of something is a per executive, William McClary. Again, I agree with you about that, William, and in our tap. But it was the biggest thing about this. There was a report, the fact like there was on that situation, Paquet-Brios and Leclerc for that one over there. The Sabre guy win an overtime tonight, 3-2 against the New York Rangers. A goal of Jeff Skinner, 32 of the year, gave the W for the New York Rangers tonight. Couldn't lack of communication to beat the Montreal market language. That goes stick to the Hoffman topic. This is the new topic now. Calgary or Toronto, Winnipeg. Larry, Coach, do you think the Montreal organization will comment on this situation? I don't think so, Larry. They're not Greenbrain. It's something a reporter can ask this question to Gorton. At some point, he could answer back on that question. But I don't see that necessity for the Montreal bring there. By the way, great conversation today or yesterday, an interview with Stu Cohen and Jeff Molson. I'm going to talk about one he said yesterday. Ta mère, la chinoise, merci beaucoup. C'est très bien, merci. 102D YT. Je te remercie beaucoup de ton commentaire. Je ne sais pas si ça a à faire avec l'équipe de Montréal, mais en tout cas, c'est un vendredi soir, puis on a toujours des gens comme ça. If you want to leave, all that matters is why a personal reason it might be a family affair. The wild like New York shopping better. Here we go. First, we said Martin, it was a micromanagement. It get rid of him. Now we get Gorton or bring team approach. The team is aboard. Some more keeper to be real. Please let not another Mark Lanston, sorry. Mark Lanston, everybody know, is a left pitcher for the Montreal Canadiens. Came for the Seattle Mariner on the trade for 3 players, if I can recall it. Or maybe the Cleveland Indians. I think I'm right. Jack Gorton is the boss. Everything go through him. Any decision to the team is, as I said. Gorton job is at the top. Pierre Martin. Mr. Shungan is in the house. Welcome aboard. Comment ça va, mon homme? I will be talking about Gorton and the app for a few years to come. William McLaren. And so win. Here we go. Buffalo win tonight. Congratulations. About that, I can accept that. Look, leave out at the first round. Panarin flooding again for William McLaren. I lost my position in Mont-Tremblant. There you go. Vinny, the way at the big water back there. Yeah. All right, that's the only thing you lost. There we go. Questions. You other would push Primo out. But here's the problem with Gary about that one over there. Because what happened now? There's good news about this is now Montreal have 4 players, goalies, under the organization signed with a contract. So now they have Adam Montembeault with Primo and Autobas. So yeah, Carey Price, but Carey Price does not play. So that will push in a bit more different decision for the Montreal Canadiens, because now Primo, if he go with Montreal next season, he go down. He have to go on the waiver. And I think something would like to have Primo. Whatever people, he said he's not going to be good, everything like that. He's still young. Look what happened with Samuel Montembeault. Bill Monks, thanks so much. Appreciate a lot. Thank you to be with us tonight. Mr. Paul Dufay is in the house. Welcome aboard. You're absolutely right about this one over there. Pierre Martin about Jacob Daubaz. No, I've never been to Canada. Dan Asham is in the house. Welcome aboard. We call it. Sound like a fake news about Gorton. It's not a fake news, Pierre Martin. When you said that, is that the news coming from Caprias. Caprias run the show at Sportnet, and then Leclerc talk about this. You want to watching this on the 98.5. They talk about this now. It could be a rumor, but not like a fake news. A fake news is something invent something without nothing about behind the door, and they just make something like that, and that's it. With no, it's like a Renaud Lavoie or I don't know. Any other reporter said something like Elliot Philman said something about, like he said, Pierre-Luc Dubois 95%. Is it a fake? We don't know yet, right? I can't say like this news as a fake. It's just something I bring some kind of statement or for reaction around the fans and around the other people in NHL. Now, coach, on the second pair. Yep, you're absolutely right about this. After 40 minutes. For the chat for 28 like. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you don't mind. That'd be great. Nick Gabriel's looking for rending is Gary. Possible. I'm not sure. Coach, now at the mod, can see that French comments. That's all good. Look about the question where we're going to see the French comment either. Kogol, some said the final station, the share plan had to make careers the leave next GM. Possible. And we got everything about this, guys. Going to move on to the next news we got for you guys tonight on the great AB Nation Live Tonight Show. Is guys is about the month of March complete today or tonight, like honestly. And the winner of the Molson Trophy is Raphael Harvey Pinard. RHP did it for the first time with the Montreal Canadiens in 16 game with the Montreal Canadiens in March. He has 7 goals, 1 assist for 8 points. 2 of them, I think 3 of them, or 2 or 3 of them are on power play. What a great month of RH RHP has with the Montreal Canadiens, and 32 games so far with the Montreal Canadiens. RHP have 14 goals, 5 assists, 19 points, and he have an average of 17 minutes and 17 seconds. He played most of the time on the first line, second line. Last game, they put him on the third line with Evans and Gallagher. And like I said on my app, DANY News this morning, everybody love RHP. Everybody. And what I said that because they want to play with. RHP make the people around him better. RHP create offensive, great opportunities, by way he play. He's a really smart hockey player. He anticipates, he read the play very well. He's not big, but he find a way to win the battle. He's always in the lane. And what about his block shot? He dominate the forward in NHL since February 15. Before the game yesterday, he has 54 block shot that won the top and the forward this yesterday. So that's to give you an idea what RHP bring on the table. Now, here's the point of him. He have to sign a new contract. We expect him to get a contract for 2 or 3 years at 1.5, 1.7, like I mentioned 2 days ago about my app DANY News. The second layer about RHP. Where do you see him with the Montreal Canadiens next season? Right? We're pretty sure he's going to make the team. But the spot, like I said, they still have Armia. They still have Hoffman. They still have Anderson over there. They have Gallagher. They have Sakoski, Kirby Doc, Christian Dvorak. They still, they have Pitlick, Peseta, Belzil, Jake Evans. They have a lot of players in the lineup. Jesse Allen, right? So RHP, we consider him to give him a spot. Now, is it a top 6 or a bottom 6? Right? Would Everly come back in the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens? I would consider him a top 6. Michel Bergeron make a big statement, compare him to Brad Marchand. Unbelievable. Now, not about the arrogant Marchand or the bad side of Marchand, but the way he play, it remind him a lot per Marchand. The way is a small package deal. He create a lot of possibility. He's always in front of the net, create something happen all the time, tip the puck, and he's really util with the Montreal Canadiens example. He play on power play, he play on PK. That's what Paul Marchand does for the Boston Bruins. I think he could become a really good asset for the Montreal Canadiens, and I think that's what the Montreal have to consider to give him a spot next season. Now the key is a top 9 players, or a bottom 6, or a top 6. That will be the biggest question going to see during the training camp next year with the Montreal Canadiens 2023 and 2024. Where RHP fit inside of this organization? But right now, and you're looking at the end, 15 game, 10 game. You try to look about the team is eliminate. What make you to watching the game? But there's a guy like RHP, another French Canadian playing for Montreal Canadiens. It's just excitement for the fans. It's fun to watch. It's people after they lost CAUFIELD, Sakoski, and Jekai, what they are the 3 players I believe at the beginning of the season everybody was looking for. That opportunity of open up with many injuries, create opportunity for players like RHP, Belzil, Allen, 3 of them, Justin Barron. At some point, I can go all the way like that. They did take advantage of that. But again, it's to see next year what we do at RHP, right? And that's what we talk about Mike Hoffman about that. There's the time to discuss Mike Hoffman. We time to give a spot. RHP, both of them are left winger. So if Montreal don't bring anybody else, I think the lineup, it should be, CAUFIELD at that top line. Can we bring RHP over there with CAUFIELD and Suzuki? I'm not sure. They are very small players, right? Sakoski fit well on the top 6 or on the bottom 6. And can he fight the spot he has on that side? Because if you keep Hoffman there, now you have Hoffman, you have you have Sakoski, you have RHP, you have Peseta, you have Pitlick, you have Belzil. You still have the center guys. They're all 3 there. They have Zuski, Doc, Dvorak. You have Jake Evans too. And what about Owen Beck between all the stuff and Alex Belzil? So Montreal have to have a great decision to do at some point for the roster for the upcoming year. Let's see what we got here. To get everybody in here. Second period, Sun Fenestration, that's get up. Don't look at what they said. Christian Shaw, wonder who Hughes will still in the second round this season. He should be with draft Mitchkov if available. But I always said if Mitchkov is on leaderboard, you don't hesitate. Take Mitchkov. Um, if ever you pick 5, 6, 7, if it's Mitch Mishkov is on the board, pick him up. That yeah, no conversation. Yeah, no said. Well, maybe no. You take Mishkov. He will become a superstar. You talk about a franchise with Fantilli and Bedard. That's what you're going to get with Mishkov. You're going to get a 2.0 Kaprizov and maybe better as a scorer. But if Mishkov is not on the board, what you take? I think they should go with Will Smith if he's on the board. Yeah, we'll do a conversation about that. We can talk more about the NHL draft, but that would be the great things. Now, the second round, Montreal, if they finish fifth, they're going to select number 37. Now, I can get that long conversation with you, Christian, about that because we don't know who is going to be on the leaderboard. Yeah, possible they can pick a goalie there. I still believe they have a couple of right defensemen you can get at 37. Not bad at all. And then after that, you can get some player we never think you're going to be on the first round. They slip out. Charlie Stramel at 6'3" right now, play with the Wisconsin Badger. First top 15 prospect 1 year ago. Now he's out at the first round. Can someone pick it up earlier? I'm not sure about that, but that's a one mention I can mention, and I can go many other players about that. But the second round, I think if you want to get something, the goaltender could be a position. Can the check from the Czechia from Omar Lenser in the USHL, Arbal, it could be available. Can they go with Cajan? I'm not sure about, So, but great question, Christian. We'll definitely do some show, guys, about all the prospect in the next couple of weeks. So remember, guys, May 8th, go nowhere. May 8th, think about Cold Frenchy. We're going to be live at 6:30. We're going to provide to you the live and NHL draft lottery. We're going to be live here. I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern time. It take about 25 minutes, and they go from 16 all the way to the 1. Last year we did it live. We're going to do it again. Join us and celebrate what Montreal is going to get their situation. How can you be bored and rebuild? Tell me. Gary, it's like his job, Gary. He don't have no phone call anymore with general manager. He's not in charge about the contract, right? He only look around and watching what's going on inside the organization. As executive vice president, you overview everything, everything happening, right? So when you don't involve, like you don't talk with Don Sweeney, or you don't talk with Ron Extall, he don't involve with transaction. He don't know if the Winnipeg want to trade Pierre-Luc Dubois, whatever it is. It's all go through Ken Hughes. So the adaptation of him to shifting for assistant GM to the GM and now to be exclusively only overview the situation with the Montreal Canadiens from the top to the bottom. When everything is set up, they find their scout, they find the psychology, mental coach, they find the analytic, they build everything. The foundation now is built on every department for Montreal Canadiens. Now, he's not in charge about the trade. When I said that, he's not in contact with the NHL. They don't want the NHL GM doesn't want to. I call. Can you Jeff Gorton, Jeff Hughes? No, they're always going. Can you? So he's only watching what's going on. So maybe on his perspective now, after he built this in 1 year, almost 1 year and a half, it's coming this summer. Maybe he said, you know what? That's maybe not for me anymore. Maybe he can go to find a job where he wants to be more involved. That's what I don't know, Jeff Gorton. I don't know what he's thinking, but it could be not what he want to be. Maybe he realized after 16 months, I like it what I did, but maybe not what I want to be. And it would be interesting that if it's just a rumor or he would confirm, no, I stay here, I like what I'm doing. Who knows? But there's something there behind the door we don't know, right? For me, I don't know. I just report that comment from what the two reporters talked publicly on the radio station twice, not only one, twice. So we have something behind there. and you have some jobs going to open up GM this summer. Can he said to Jeff Molson, and can you look? You're on good hands right now with Ken Hughes. I teach him for 1 year and a half. For me, is I need to have a better challenge, more challenge. I don't know. I just sharing about that, Gary. And again, nothing wrong. Sébastien in the house. Salut, mon Sébastien. Comment tu vas? Mon Sébastien Grégoire, fromagerie. Il est de retour avec nous. Ça fait longtemps, mon Sébastien, on ne t'a pas vu dans la maison d'Arcanation Show. Bush Bouchard. Why would Gorton break the contract with the Habs? I just mentioned what I just said about this, Bush. Hopefully you pick up what I just said about Jeff Gorton. And then you like, here we go. Luc Laverson, RHP best rookie since he came and not bad. I agree with you about this, Luc, about RHP. RHP bring a lot of takes. J'avais un match de en avril. Félicitations, mon Sébastien. Les QM, guys, you talk about QM. The playoff start tonight. I don't have no result, honestly. But all the playoff start the QM tonight. By the way, the Major League Baseball start yesterday. If you follow baseball, Toronto won 10-9 against the St. Louis Cards. I follow my baseball, but don't ask me other things. I'm not there. We're going to talk about ad news, but I want to fill up what we have in the chat to be sure we get. Gallagher is a 3-4 line now. I agree with you, Zeph. It's really a third line right now. It's possible a 4 line if ever Montreal pick it up other players for sure. Well said. Look like for welcome back in the house. There is an initial envy of the AB season. I don't think so, Gary. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. They feel want to get that better about that one over there. Double T is in the house. Welcome aboard. And pro or power play. Definitely about that. The special team Montreal can, like, if you compare, we're not going to get there yet, Pierre Martin, but because it's coming next week or at the end of the week, next week, when the sale will be over, we're going to reviewing and overview everything happening with the Montreal Canadiens, month by month, what happening, what they improve, whatever. I think for me, they score a little bit more goal, the defensive a little bit better, but the special team struggle. And you have to be careful because they missed so many games with many different injuries, guys. So cannot be too much hard on them, Pierre Martin. But you're right when you talk about this. Double T is in the house. But Ellen Keeve, knock the door. We just talk about you or people ask you about this. Ellen, hopefully doing well. Next year would be another year to get rid of the dead wood. The young movement coming, honestly. Yeah, Zeph, you nailed it about that one there. Nicolas, Danny. RHP is a good comparison to Marchand minute at the play. Yep. Yeah, John nailed it. I agree with you about that one over there. I'm getting afraid on Bedard. Yeah, on blame all the wings. There we go. We need more centermen. Look for some. Now, centermen is really interesting. Montreal has Zuski at Doc. And then you have Christian Devorak. You have Jake Evans, Alex Belzil, and Owen Beck. This is the line centerman for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, on the draft, the best center after we just talked about the 4 players are out. After Leo Carlson, I believe Will Smith is the best center in the draft at that moment. Really dynamo, really dynamic. A little bit like Logan Coley last year. I think Coley are a little bit more competitive. He compete more. But Will Smith is a great skater, a great hockey player. And he performed very well this year. So now it would be interesting if he's going to happen in Montreal. But he's another center. Look about that. Sébastien, Zeph, there we go. Who are the top 6 you see next year? Who are the top 6? Great question, Claude. I always said to you at the beginning, you know, Zuski at Doc in the middle. Then you have CAUFIELD on the left side, right? I think they're going to give a shot for Josh Anderson on that top 6 on the right side with CAUFIELD. Now, is the left winger for the Montreal Canadiens is a little bit more complicated. That's why they don't have that kind of players. With Hoffman or with Hoffman, I think they're going to give him a top 6 at the beginning. And with RHP, that will be the one I will give him to him. Yeah, Sakoski there. That's number 3. I think Sakoski will be at the 3rd line. Down, they could use him second line and drop RHP as first line. And the rest is open up. Allen is another right winger. Now, Martin Sully like to shifting some right winger on the left side. That would be a miss over there. Now, Emil Henneman could be another one over there. And Henneman, I don't think so. He's ready to play top 6. But he's still missing one piece of the puzzle for that one, Claude Richard. I think she can handle herself differently. I thought, can you said that is not drafting any Russian player in the draft. Again, this is another one, players talk about that way. And I always said Montreal pick what is the best for this. And I would be curious why they don't do that. At the end of the day, if they skip the best player on the NHL draft right now is Michkov over Connor Bedard. And Montreal said, no, we don't. We have a chance to select Michkov, number 2. And he said, no, because we said we don't want any Russian players. When he said that, why they let Kuryanov play with the Montreal Canadiens? Why they let Dadonov play with Montreal Canadiens, right? And in my opinion, I think it's not, they have a reason why he said that. I don't know why he said that. And but if it's a true he said that he don't want to trade Russian, that's really bad because you have at least 4 Russian players on the top 20 in NHL draft this year. But we'll see what's happening about that one over there, Gary. Kachuk equal Michkov, possibly that good. Well said, William is another one that the prototype. Some people consider him as a scorer like Ovechkin. But just give you an idea what Michkov looked like, or they promised, or they think he could become. They said this is the biggest players, the biggest name, Sen Ovechkin get draft coming from the Russia. So that'll give you an idea what Michkov looked like. And if Montreal don't want to draft a Russian player, but it's okay. Can they add trade for better goalie or more goalie depth next season? Can they want trade there? They could if they want to. I still don't believe Montreal should go that direction to give a lot of prospect and return for the goalie. I think Montreal should make more draft them and then go on UF3 department to get that goalies. And I don't think so necessarily Montreal to draft to trade next season for someone yet. For me, I think Montreal can handle right now with Allen and Montembeault if they want it, or maybe a Primo, or because next year is not a year where they have to win. The following year, that's where they step up. How do you think about the Dave coach? No, about that. And non, Danny, c'est debout toute la nuit à manger de la poutine à Baie-Como. Go, hopefully, Slaka Squash can stay healthy next season. Yeah, like many other 6-0 guys for the Winnipeg Jet. Right there. Nicolas Allerska. I cannot really pencil a young player for certain role as long as those veterans are still here. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. We want to open up some spot for them, like Mike Hoffman for that. But we'll be interested in what happening next season. You should not believe every rumor Nick Krieger float around, make everyone look like a false. But not necessarily. Again, it was mentioned by two other people on the French Canadian channel and on the TV, and that's the reason why we mentioned about that one over there about Jeff Gorton. There are always rumors in NHL, left and right, about trade, example, or the news. And it's just another news about that coming from Nick Caprios and coming from Leclerc and I cannot remember the next one, Ellen. But again, I have no problem with that part. Me, you know what I mean? I don't think so. He go nowhere, but we'll see. I don't take very seriously the media goal, but I have to blame Gordon. Why for winning that one over there? That's why they are called Hugo. They are a team. Keeper is Nancy HABS. I don't follow him too much. It's just this coming from my attention when I listening the guy from the radio station. So I don't think a keeper would be a knockout in the next league. GM. Same picture, Mr. Danny. Here we go. Gonna blind, but we're gonna want to be an assault now. Brett on the waiver and our top said at the Racine. Gorton is the big boss of the greatest franchise in NHL. Come on down. Yeah, he is for sure, Ellen. He make a lot of good money, by the way. Again, I just said we'll see interesting. If RJ is a great top prospect for rebuilding team, but one EP's fall and the Canadiens become a contender in a couple of years, do you think he would be sufficient talented to stick around? I think so, Raul. Really great question, by the way, Mr. Perez. Long time we don't see you around. Don't forget, get click on the likes, by the way. I think our HP guy is real. I really believe he is because the way he play. And then for me, it's now how he can carry on this on 82 game, right? Now, I'm not guarantee you, Raul. One is going to be the Montreal on the next level with everybody in the lineup is going to be a top 6, but I still believe he have his spot over there at that moment. And 3 years, guys, when the Montreal are going to be great or better and play for the playoff, I think at that moment Gallagher will be out of the Montreal Canadiens, and that will open up spot definitely for RHP. So back to your question, yes, he's going to be a part of this future with the Montreal Canadiens. At least something happening against him, but otherwise, I really believe he's going to be. Coach, 2 WHL players really showing for the upcoming draft. Zach Benson, Winnipeg, and Andre Cressel, I think, can look any quick insider. But Zach Benson is a really net domination for the Winnipeg Ice. Everybody talk about Matthew Savoie over there. Think it, then you have a Keke, Morgan Keke is another one over there, and he beat both of them as a proximity. He's really the catalyzer of that team, the Winnipeg Ice and the WHL, Zach Benson. So what is the problem with the Zach Benson? But he's a small player. So I think Benson, if Canogally, is a 5'9", that I have to check again because I don't want to give you a bad information, but he's not more at 5'10" for sure. He's a 2005 forward, right? So he still have, it's a young player, another young, is a 5'10". Here we go, 5'10". They put him at 5'10", but this is a barely a 5'10". I can promise you that. He's only at 159. So more like a 5'9". This year with Winnipeg, he has already 98 points with 36 goals and 60 games. He has 63 points a year before with 58 games. Dynamic player, really smart hockey player. He can score. He brings productivity. Can he carry on this in NHL? This is the biggest question they have to ask about him. He touched every area when you're looking for the prospect, Zach Benson. At the point, some of them put him on the top 7, 8 in NHL prospect. Some put him in front of Zach Smith. That's what Benson does with the Winnipeg Ice and the WHL. I just want to be sure he's still 17. Right? He's from Langley, by the way, BC. They have a junior team over there. So some of them move him left and right. But again, a small package of players, great hockey player, would be interesting. Now, Andrew Crystal, for me, is really one is you can talk with 4 players, 4 people, William, right? On my hand, you can only see my hand, but on that hands. And then I will set 4 here. And all of them, all 8 of them, 4 we said to you, he's an amazing player. And 4 of them said, I'm worried about him. Why? Because Crystal have a strength stride skater. He's really not a normal skater. Come on, coach. It's Accord is not great skater. It's just not. His mechanic is strange. Tyler Toffoli, when he got traded, he was considered a little bit slow. Look at Pitar when he got draft, same thing. He was considered slow. Not a great skater. Not that Crystal is slow, but Crystal mechanic is not great. Yes, one kind of mechanic. I can go deep about that, but I don't want to get there yet. It would be too long to explain to you. And that's what he is, Christophe. But a great, great hockey player. He can score. Not a big physical about this. I think Christophe is a 5'10 or 5'11 about him. And let me check again. And Drew. And again, I like to make Chris. I like to look about him. I have Crystal like this one, Chris. Chris. I don't know why I don't have it. I don't think so. You have an S possible there. Anyhow, I was trying to look about his size. I don't have the size, but that's what he bring Crystal. Some of them put him at the top 10. Some of them put him at the bottom of the first round. That's where he is. But his value market increasing this year when he played in the WHL. But two similar. I think Andrews can score more goals. I think he's really more a sniper. But the mechanic of the skating of Crystal is really questionable from everyone. Talk about the Andrews Crystal, William. That's maybe I can if anything you want me to add, let me know. But that will give you a little bit what I'm thinking about them. For sure. What do you mean? Nice try, Luciano. I don't know. The 13 rookies in the house. Thank you so much. The ship has been and going up. Let's sell. Yeah, I agree with that one. Look up, personne. Je ne parle pas anglais, Luciano et Danny. Sébastien Vignon, welcome aboard. Thank you, Sébastien. Merci d'être avec nous ce soir. Hughes was very little experience as a GM, and Molson won 2 on his management team. If Gorton leave the HABS, we need to hire another on the management team. Not really, Butch. I would say that, first of all, they did not hire Jeff Gorton for the experience of Ken Hughes. Jeff Gorton was the one at the beginning they get. When they interview Jeff Gorton, they talk about him, the fact like now the job as the GM, it have to be split. So what they did, because Jeff Gorton cannot speak French, so they was looking at, okay, let's move on as a EVP and then find a GM. They bring Ken Hughes. Ken Hughes have 20 years guy experience as the agent in the NHL. So he knows what the GM does. Now, he have no experience as a GM behind a team. I understand that. He's not the first one, guy. Burke has been there. Cherry been there. Lawton been there. Mike Gillis been there. But he knows how this works at the end of the day. Now, after 18 months, Gorton Hughes have more experience. He's following guys by a second assistant GM with the team, Ziegwich or something like that. Anyway, he's been to the Montreal Canadiens for over 5-6 years. With now he's in charge about the salary cap, everything like that. But I don't think so. Now Jeff Gorton bring a lot on the table over Ken Hughes. Now he helped a lot on different ways, right? But Ken Hughes can survive different things. He's really surround them with great people. Paul Brave, Martin Lapointe, Rob Ramage. They are all great around. The scouting department is amazing now. They are everywhere, a lot of new people. The video analytics coach is great. You have now 4 of them. 2 Laval, 2 Montreal, 1 bigger job. And then the analytics guy is amazing. All dominated by maybe the best in the industry, Christian Boucher, following by 2 other people, 1 woman from Nova Scotia and another guy, Macmillan, I believe she is her last name. And then the Montreal Canadiens had a mental coach permanently right there. They have a teacher, speak French, teaching them. And I'm still missing one I want to, the development coaching staff, right? Dominated by Adam Nicolas, with Scott Pellerin, Vincent Le Cavalier, Marie-Philippe Poulain, and then the goaltender, and the coach. I can go all the way like that. So you can see the foundation I just mentioned to you, Butch. Now, yes, possible. They would like to keep Jeff Gorton for the inexperience a little bit for Ken Hughes, but that's what my best answer I can give it to you about that. The riding of Richard is a risk, Gary Cournoyer. What are the risks talk about Gorton leaving? What are this talk about? And Rabinoff, Gorton want to leave the front office and play for the team. Gogol. Gorton is perfect on his road. The world management need a big review. Just took the development for department, law, and others have the cap. Well said about that. MTG, Browy. Hey, Coach, thanks for the stream. I want Miss Carver. You're welcome, my friend. Thanks to stop by. Don't forget, to click on the like. It's on mine. If I have a choice, I would take Miss Carver. Miss Carver, right away. Right away. Yeah, you take Miss Carver right away. For Miss Carver, he has a risk to maybe not permit by his country. It don't. Guys, Ovechkin, how many Russian players play in NHL right now? How many of them? How many of them left this year to play in NHL? Right? Miskov not play right now, and Russia play in Finland. So, you know what I mean? Like, you have different other option. You're going to risk something where you can become your best player at 22, 23 years old. You have 4 years before you come here. But Will Smith, it would take 3 years. Year number 3. So you're going to miss only Michkov 1 year of his eligibility with Montreal Canadiens for Will Smith. Will Smith go to NCAA. He's going to have 2 years over there. So he's going to be with Montreal Canadiens year number 3. Michkov is going to be with Montreal year number 4. And you cannot compare on the same level Smith and Michkov. You cannot. It's like Michael Pesada versus Nick Suzuki. That's the same way I can explain to him Michkov. So, now, if there are other things to think about this, they don't want to do this because they don't want to get that, the politics stuff, everything like that. But I think they should not use any player from Russia. Kuryanov should not play with the Montreal Canadiens, and they go that direction. That's what they want to do, Montreal Canadiens. But you ask a question about who do you pick as the Michkov is a little board, I'd pick Michkov. They're going to find a way to sign him anyway. At the end of the day, they're going to find a way to get him if they want him. And already, Pobrov work on it. I'm telling you right now, Pobrov is always talking with them, and they know exactly what's happening. And Michkov said last month he wants to play NHL. That's his goal. That's what his dream he wants to do. Matt Ray would be up for the grab for 13, 6-0 Jet in the third period. Terry, people, you have to wait for Michkov is a sign and the catch until 25. Philly or Chicago is more ideal for that player. It's possible. What performance by Levi tonight? Wow. I agree with you. Look, he did a very good job with the Buffalo Sabres tonight. There's a risk Michkov may not permit to play in NHL by his country. I'm just curious, guys, about that, Claude and Gary, everybody else. Which player you know right now in Russia, and he was refused to play in NHL? Which one you can you tell me one specific player right now? The country Russia said to that player, you cannot play in NHL. I would be just curious about a name. If you have one of them, and just to be sure, you know what I mean? Like, I never heard anything like that so far. But maybe you have more knowledge about that one there. Hoffman, Amir, Whiteman, Drouin need to go. Ellen, it's not said again, you Ellen, but it's easy to say that, but it's not easy to do it, right? Whiteman have 1 more year contract. Drouin is going to be UFA. Amir have 2 more years, and Hoffman have 1 more years. About that, and then the whole team need to. Schedule Red Wing 6-0. Coach, big business support, no dealing with the support for the decision made by the UN. It's not a personal decision. Was thinking about add Nate now prospect someone who can complement a CAUFIELD sketch, not a winning game. Terry, he used to be an amazing goalie. The leave are kicking the Whiteman 8 minutes. Question: if you have to keep one, either Drouin or Hoffman, who do you keep and why? Jonathan Drouin right away. No hesitation. First of all, Drouin can play center, can play winger. Drouin is a playmaker, and Hoffman is more a sniper. the body language and the way both teams talk and the way they want to be, it's not compared. So at the end of the day, I would take Jonathan Drouin for what he brings on the table. Really positive. Drouin is a full exemplar of what he did since the beginning of the season. Healthy scratch, never be upset. Always talk positive. He's, he's excited right now. He's happy to be what he did. And compared to Hoffman, where he's not happy, complaining about TOI, not playing special team. And that's what he brings on the table so far with Montreal. That's the best way I can compare this. So I'm going to get Miscab at the draft, and although to be the AB, he was going to clear number 1 to bet off. I think he is number 2 right there. So the Rockets. So thanks so much. And on that, are you here? Caulfield contract extension would be announced before the end of the season. This was reported by Tony Mariano and by someone else about that one over there, about that contract. I make a board. I don't have this with me. At news guy Dak out for 1 week. Savard due today, and Armia is out with an injury today. Did not practice. The one way over there. Here we go. The new contract for Cole Caulfield. So they have a lot of players. You have to go back a little bit. A couple of years ago, the Tarasenko at 21, 22 years old. You have Kiro last year. You have not Jackie. Oh, jeez, I cannot remember. David Pastrnak. Those player guys, when they was 21, 22 years old, they have a contract. They all more signed a contract at $7 million for 7 years. Most of them, 6 years, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years, $7 million, 7.2. The only players have over $8 million on that list at 25 years old is Jordan Kyrou. And I think the next one was Thomas at 22, now 23 at $8 million. Everybody else was under $8 million. I'm not sure what Caulfield can go a bridge contract. You have to go with Jacob Robinson. Jacob Robinson have 3 years contract at $7.5 million. But Robinson is not the same pay. Caulfield score goal, but he don't have a lot of point. Point average per game is about 0.68. Compared to many of them, is below about many of them on the point. On the goal, they pretty much at that level. Where Caulfield is doing very well is a top 5 in NHL at 5 versus 5. Is a goal expectation, and the goal he did since February last year, he was one of the top 5 in NHL. That's his value of this. I think for me, the Montreal Canadiens make a ceiling with the contract at 7.8 with Zuski. I don't think they would give more money at anybody over Zuski at this moment. So I would not be surprised Zuski signed Caulfield could get a $7.5 million for an X year, or a 7.9 and for X year. Hopefully for Montreal, they can get a 7 years. I don't think so. They go for 8 years. But a 7 years, 6 years at $7 million, I think that would be appropriate. Now you have the injury, shoulder injury, and Caulfield, again, he did not score 40 goals yet, right? He stopped at 26. He was looking for get 40 goals. But that would be my prediction. So like you said, Ellen, someone mentioned this for the next 2 weeks. They expect him, the Montreal Canadiens, announce this. They have some kind of negotiation between both at that moment. I don't know if it will happen or not. The time will tell us. They have until April 13th to hear that and see what's happening about that. Was Farrell wearing makeup? Little person, as percent makeup artist. And on top, do you think coach flip-flop too much on players? I don't know which one you want to talk about this, Pierre Martin. I would like to let you know. Tell me which player are you talking about. Alan, would you pay Caulfield more Zuski? On my opinion, no. Look, for me, Farrell look a little. They need to grow there and Rabinoff. Give the one get the C 13 rookie. More Yager, El Barlow, and around 10-12. For me, Nicholas, I would go with more. Brennan Yager and Barlow after that, in my opinion. They have fun players. They have fun asset or each one. More I like is competitive about this. Yager is really interesting. compared to Barlow. Some people like more Colby Barlow. I think for them, they'll be all three at the top 15. All right. It all depends who pick after between 6 to 12 or 13, 15. But me, my first one I go is Oliver Moore. Play for the team national first line with Leonard and Will Smith. On the flip side, Yager bring a lot on the table for Yager. He was considered top 5, top 8 last year with a prospect and NHL. But he did not. He have a good year, but not a great year overall. He have a good year. That's meant me wrong, but not like an amazing great year for that. Barlow is a 2005, so Barlow is still have to grow. He's only 17 years old. He just turned 18, by the way, February 15th for last month. He's another left winger. It's a little bit bigger, 6'1", but with the Owen Sound and the OHL have a good year. He has 79 points, 46 goals. He scored a lot of goals, Barlow. So there's another one. Great skater, a great hockey player. I'd be surprised Barlow cut top 8 if, but it's all the I feel Zach Benson guy is remind me of that Matthew Savoie. West Savoie was a top 5, top 6 last year. He dropped 9, I believe, by the Buffalo Sabres, or 8. But that would be the same situation with Zach Benson. So if Benson go a little bit late, possible more or Barlow or Yager go a little bit before that, Nicola. We are Nicholas. And so where can anyone run with a rumor about that? But that's how it works. And then about that, when you said that, like you said, I don't know why I lost this. It's so where can one everyone run with everyone rumor. Yeah, but that's what make everybody right, and the newspaper, on the website, on the everywhere they try to run after the news. They want to break in news. They want to talk about news, and they want to sharing this and have some kind of conversation for that. And then Caulfield is great. Got his young gun rookie going to be worth a ton for that. I coach and our friend. Have a great night, Larry. Thanks so much to see with us tonight, Larry, until the end. Really appreciate for that one over there. Zeph, Suzuki bring much more to the table. Caulfield is a sniper. But yeah, so it's a center, right? So you have to give that opportunity for that, for sure, compared to Caulfield. But usually you pay a lot of money for the guy who can score 40 goals, 50 goals in NHL, Zeph. I would give Caulfield as much as key, but not long term. Pierre Martin. Yeah, possible. I think you can give him, a 7.8. And then you can give him a 5 year, 6 year. I would be shocked if the Montreal signed him for 8 years. At least the money is a bit higher. But I feel the same way with you, Pierre, about them. Running to the fridge does not count. Caulfield need a setup man like Bossy need Trachy. Yeah, he has right now Zuski, and I think they fit very well. I would be curious about how many goals Zuski Caulfield has. Zuski have, you like to see the percentage, how many goals Zuski, 26 goals. How many assists he has, Zuski, on the 26 goal of Caulfield. And I think they are a really good match together. At least they proved to us a terrific insight. You're welcome, William. I think Tampa sell after this year. The 13%. Farrell might be the perfect setup for Caulfield. I think for me, with Zuski Caulfield, you need a puck retriever, a hunter. I call this an hockey a hunter. So what is a hunter? Is a guy run after the puck. Is a guy paddle for the puck. Is a guy. I'll be honest with you right now, and I will say to you, RHP fit better with them compared to Farrell, because RHP provoke and he find a way to give the puck back and open the space for his teammates, and I think that's what he's looking for. Now, it's not easy to find those kind of players. Like Audrey Palat was a great example. for the first time with the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's always someone there, like Kachuk. Make great sense with Langholm last year with Goudreau, because Kachuk was doing the dirty things, right? And that's what happening with Montreal. They need a plug, pick up the puck, a hunter. That's what I'm talking about. It's always been a hunter for me. But great point and wrapping up. But unfortunately for me, I want to see Farrell that way. Now, Farrell could be great, open up space for that. You need maybe a snapper with Farrell, but Farrell can score, guys. I think we underrated, underrate Farrell. He can score, definitely. Now, maybe not next year with Montreal Canadiens, but the next 2-3 years, I expect to have Sean Farrell to be a good hockey player in the NHL. Coach Penter only have 26% to make it the playoffs, so do they have use that pick to grab Michkov, send his son like he's dropped due to his contract? NTH, thanks for your question. I don't think so. The time the Montreal going to get that pick of Fleur Panthers, whatever, is 13, 14, 15 to 20. Michkov is not going to go over 8, in my opinion. I'll be shocked. I'll be like, he's not going to get there. At 5, I believe it would be the max he can get, but I would not see Michkov get dropped that way. Some reason last year dropped was Marcin Sikenko and the Yorav. They was supposed to be a top 15. They dropped at 20, but he was not considered top 5. So MTG, I would say to you, I don't think so will happen. 6-1 for the Red Wings, just score. All right, one break the shootout. I agree not that. You should not run with your high heel. CAUFIELD is good and will make the Cup team. Larry, thanks so much, Larry, to be with us tonight from Arizona. He's looking great, but Armia is our setup man, Pierre Martin. No, unfortunately, Armia is not a kind of player. Armia, guys, I said he plays front row in for Montreal Canadiens. Martin said we like Armia the way he play, but he's a bottom 6. You know what I mean? Like that's what he does. He's the bottom 6, great on special team or the PK, and he brings some kind of specific role with the Montreal Canadiens now. 3.4, I think it was too much by Max Bergevin. That's the subject, but Armia is really responsible, by the way. He don't put you in the trouble a lot, and he really care about the defensive zone. Now, I don't said he's a great hockey player, right? But for the bottom 6, 4 line, I think he does a good job. Hopefully, I wish his contract was at 1.5, 1.7. Obviously, injuries. He's 2 years under COVID, and I don't think so. He never played in the last 2 years at 100% for him. But again, it's just Armia. So it's a good box rookie set with CAUFIELD. Nobody want to buy. They'll be sorry. I'm buying mine. It's going to be worth it. Okay. Ursa, Crystal is 5'10", 165. Here you go. Thanks so much to that information. I don't know why I did not get it on my on that one over there. Great to mention that 5'10", 165. Like I said, his skating is really funny to watch. CAUFIELD is Montreal best number and generation. Yeah, I agree. Great with you about that one over there. The next Lafleur equal CAUFIELD. As a scorer, yes. As a overall players, I would say no, Larry. But as a scorer, I agree with you. 6'2", Winnipeg Jet. I want a winning team, and Gorton is the most qualified to run the HABS. Yeah, definitely about that, Gary. I agree with you. What I said, Gorton is the GM. Gorton is a GM. Use just his contract negotiator. No. Disagree with you. And then use is a GM. Negotiate with all the he can't negotiate about the trade. The contract negotiation, it have nothing to do with can use allow. And nothing allowed about that. I will tell you the name now because now it's 3 times I screw his name. So I will give you exactly, Ellen, what is works because Ken Hughes, he's a general manager. He negotiate the trade, right? Jeff Gorton is a VP, right? And John, here we go. John said Quick. He is the assistant general manager. He's in charge about the negotiation for all contract. That's what he does, John Z. Wick. Been for the Montreal Canadiens like 4 or 5 years, was with Scott Manenby, assistant GM. But that's what he does with the Montreal Canadiens. So the VP is Jeff Gorton, the general manager at Can Use. So the negotiation contract, you have nothing to do Can Use. He can participate, but all the money, all the contract, all the salary cap, all the rules, everything like that come to John Segwick. I just want to share it with you because I screwed his last name 5 times so far. I did not know his last name. So I just want to share it with you about his situation. The Canucks take the lead 1-0 against the Calgary Flames. Garland scores 14 of the year. Gorton has to stay period. Look at Fortin. Yep, I agree with you about that one. That is a reality of the Montreal market, whether you like it or not. I'm sucking up on CAUFIELD rookie cards. So someone would be flavored Montreal by them. Here we go. Copy card. And I'm going for you are not going for St. Paul. Ding for the 8 realistic coach. Mixer is a choice. You work on MTG. Gorton is not going anywhere. It has Molson complete confidence. Absolutely right. And Molson always been that way. Molson always it's never been interference with anything with hockey operation. When he have his men, he let it go for that way about that. You have more contract negotiation skill. He knows he's ready the players since he represents them too. Yes. But again, his job is not to negotiate contract, guys. That's what I want to share with you. His job with the Montreal Canadiens is about the GM. So the GM is in charge about trade, negotiation, trade, everything like that. Is there a big penalty for break a current contract? Yes, it is, Terry. And the past, it happening long time ago. Now they have kind of agreement between the NHL and the KHL, and the player and the KHL. They really respect because he's under with the CSKA, one of the best team, the biggest team in Russia. It's rare a player break his contract with there. They are really respectful about that. They don't want to have those kind of the incident for the family after that, the kind of reprimand. So I don't think so it will happen. But the only thing contract he break now is not from the NHL. It's what the player does with the KHL over there. Pas de reste pour moi. Puis ça date pas d'aujourd'hui. Pour Luc Laverson. Next year, I will get evening Miscab card. Nobody in Kansas. Here we go, Terry. I believe both Gorton and Ayos are a great team, and they know to pick a quality worker. Well said, Zeph, about that. Chicago knocked it all. Welcome aboard. Thanks for being the Hockey Nation show. Okay, people, Miscab could come to NHL sooner. How come the Russian team has not allowed to play in the World Junior? That decision was coming for the IIFA or HA. I think HFA anyway. The Fédération de Hockey International on ice. Here we go, Gary. So they decide to not bring any team in Russia on any events after that. NHL, that's the reason NHL does not announce the World Cup because they are not sure what they should do about the World Cup because they don't want to skip the Russia, and that's the biggest problem for that moment. So that's the reason they exclude all the team and the World Junior Championship coming from that one. Gary, that's the best answer I can give it to you. There was the Ivan Fedorov case where he was denied for not completing military service role. Yeah, you're absolutely right about this, about that. I think there are no other case or player didn't really Russia. You're absolutely right. So the goaltender for the Flyers, he was draft or he was signed a contract, and he was just a couple of days after that, 2-3 days, he was refused to go to complain for the military, and they hired him and they put him out around everything like that. So you're absolutely right about this. That's the one, you know what I mean? Like if you talk about that situation, but again, it was not about related hockey, but more about the fact like about his military service, about that. But that's a great point. Drouin au centre, l'année prochaine, coach, ça va rire. I don't think so. Jonathan Drouin would be with Montreal Canadiens next season. Look, I think the answer I said it was between Drouin and Hoffman. I think for me, Drouin did a good job. Um, he's been center with the Montreal Canadiens. Since January, you cannot complaining about Drouin. I think he does pretty good. Unfortunately, too late for him with the Montreal Canadiens. Wish we be that kind of mindset he has right now, like 2 years ago. I think Jonathan Drouin with Martinson would be better. Um, he play about 15 minutes per game, I think, TOI. Um, but again, is a time for him to move on. We got about Zivas with Hoffman. I think Drouin and Hoffman should not play with the Montreal Canadiens next season. However, when the face out is my pick to keep, Larry. Coach, with the LT roster, is RHP at top 6. Happy to have him stepping up, but the respect pool is depth, so I'm not sure. But if keep behind that, MTG is like on the top 6 Montreal Canadiens. Like they are not like a lot on the prospect. What are you talking about? But we don't have those kind of top 6, although it affects Sakoski right now. And then Beck is a center. So I don't think he has that kind of plus. Then you talk about everybody else and their lineup, top 6 right now. They don't have. Right? Anderson could be there if they need him. And that's it. They don't have anybody else. Sakoski is another one I can mention to you. It's really limited on the top 6. Now, RHP could be there because they're limited what they have. On the prospect, they got Riley Kidney, Joshua Roy, Philippe Mézard, Sean Farrell, we talk about him. You talk about Eneman and Jesse Allen. Can Jesse Allen carry on that kind of top 6? Again, it's another right winger. So Montreal, at some point, they will have to find a way to get now. They have a good pick, number 5. If they go with Will Smith, and Will Smith is a center. Can they go with Barlow, example? Can they go with another player we don't talk a lot, guy, is Nate Danielson. I think for me, Nate Danielson get a lot of improvement for the last 3 months. Danielson is a good winger. But he's a bit older. He's a 2004. So compared to 2005, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Danielson guy is a 6'1", and he plays center, but he plays, of course, winger too. But I think he could be another asset for the Montreal Canadiens if they want to go that way. He brings for Brandon and WHL. He's a 78 point and 68 game, at 33 goals. But that's only one Montreal could look about that. I think for me, Mishkov is a winger. That's something they should look about that. My way to here we go, guys. Whether you like it or not, Drouin is a great passer. It's what the Parker does. Is deserve to be a center? No. Again, Anderson is a center. That's why Martin Sully use him right now, because Montreal have a lack of center at this moment. I agree with you, Zep. He can pass the puck and he can have option passing. He's great. He have a really good vision and he can pass, but not good enough to be with Montreal anymore. Montreal n'a pas de centre, tu peux pas gagner sans ça. They have Zuski and Doc. The problem with Montreal Canadiens, they don't have a super franchise players. That is the problem they're going to get in the future. They're going to have a lot of great players, but super franchise players, I don't know. Right? Can they become a Zuski and Doc, 30 goals per year and 80 points per season? Or one of them, 30 goals and 35, and then 80 points, the other one get a 65 point, 70 point with 25 goal minimum. That would satisfy a little bit more center about that. But not guaranteed yet. The right has been disappointed for Gogol. Yes, I agree with you about this. Overall, it does good, but not great. Lower what we expectation about that. For sure. 1-0 Vancouver Canucks. Thanks so much, RJ. what a bit Wendy Chicago Universe. The one is horrible example for young players, absolutely horrible. Um, it's not like you need to learn for that one there. Because Canal now got a puck in the head, I think so. I don't know what happening for him. I agree with you about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so him to be that kind of leadership. I miss the wreck. I think is actually fit the team better now. They are younger. Is a veteran, but he stabilized the third line. Right, they were wrecked. I think it's another one like a people. He does the thing like nobody watch in the game, like a fans, a normal fans just watching the puck and just see who scored the goal and provide some kind of highlights at the end of the night. But the details of the game, 95% the fans don't see it. The winning a face-off, block shot, a tip, a poke, all the kind of stuff like that. And I think for me, that's, you know, this is what I believe is the biggest problem. Kosmenko got a puck in the back and the head. So that's what the Warwick does. $4.5 million or trade for the first round pick. He scored 9 goals. I understand that. But you need those kind of players in your team to make the thing the thing. If you look about Suzuki guys, Suzuki, this is a problem you get. He's a great hockey player, nothing wrong. But on the face-off, he cannot win face-off. So you go on the power play, guys. You put Suzuki on the power play. He loses the puck. We now already 30 seconds out at the beginning. So a guy like Devorek, he will do those stuff like this, or Monahan, he will pick up the puck, and then Ski was your backup. Now, again, Barkov for the 4 game Montreal struggle, but because Ski have only 38% percentage, the face-off is so important in NHL. It become important big role on the power play. But, if you get a power play, you get a puck right away. But at just chasing the puck doesn't work. And that's what two area would go be that. So Montreal have to get those kind of players like Jake Evans and Christian Devarek to win the face-off. Owen Beck is a really an amazing, great like that too. Hopefully in the first phase is going to be that way too. These are great. You don't know who the one is. About now, Zev. About that. Interesting question. As the TV goes down in a few years, would Wesley Frost is way out for a chance to win in Montreal? No, Terry. I think Wesley will be 32 years old, 33 years old, and he just signed a contract, Terry, 8 years old, 2 years ago, with the Tampa Bay Lightning, if I can recall it. Let me check for you on my Bible of hockey. Vasilevsky guy, his contract, it was for 8 years and $9.5 million. I know that. And he's good for until 28, 29. So he's going to get Montreal 29 and 30. He's going to be what? He's going to be at that time 37 years old, Mr. Terry. The right is good on the face-off circle. He played a good 204 game, not great offensively. Great point about this. And Rabinoff. Looking NHL, look out. Moi, je regarde Belzile with Pesada. Ça marche. Not me. For me, it's a player should not play in NHL anymore. It works right now because the Montreal have 12 players, but I will not use them. Look, for me. Good work ethic, great. You cannot, they give everything, the logo and everything is in front of them for sure. I love that, right? But you need better if you want to become a good team in NHL. In my opinion. But for what they have right now, they fit their spot for sure. And do you want to carry on and Belzile at 32 years old? Or do you want to give a chance to develop Owen Beck? You want to keep Jake Evans center, or do you want to keep Alex Belzil at 32 years old versus at 26 years old? Um, I don't know. This at that moment is more about personnel favorite players you like the most to watch as a fans at the end of the day. Uh, Talent wise, skill wise, I don't think so. But like I said, the right is a good third line. Thought yes, and TG, I agree with you. I think the Vorak can make a bonus making pubs for the local dances. Sean, I coach. If we take Smith, how good would be as a winger with Ziski? Um, Smith, I think, is going to be at least a 70 point in NHL. Is going to be a solid players in NHL. Should be on the top three players as the forward. Right, worst case, the top six over there. Um, it's easier to move a center as a winger, Sean. Um, that's the easy answer to give to you, right? Look, example guy Kirby Doc. Kirby Doc as a winger adapt very well. Will Smith will be the same thing. He's going to adapt very well. It's harder to move a winger as a center, obviously, and that's what I would say to you. It could be an answer for uh, Zuski and Caulfield. Now, I would say the complementary of Zuski and Caulfield guy have to come a guy, a hunter guy. I don't have to big guy, just finishing the play, a four-checking guy, a back-checking guy. Zuski, yeah, it's a great hockey player. Not great on face-off. Completely cannot manage his time on the ice. Not a back-checking guy. Why? Because he's too long on the ice. That's why he is not. Until he don't understand the under side of the game, he's going to be not an amazing great hockey player. When you're going to understand, you need to play the 200 feet. You need to be better on zone coverage, right? He's still young. I'm not blaming him. I just give you what his weaknesses, where he's weak, and you need to get better with time for that. And he will. He is a guy when he want to become better, but again, it would take a bit long time about that. Never really look at his. Here we go. That's why they tried trade Anderson. Nicolas, welcome back in the house. The Victoire du Phoenix tonight. Glad to hear that. Some brother criticized Pessoa for not going after Kudas after going for Baron leg last night. I don't know about that, Gary. Kudas become a player bother everybody in the Montreal Canadian organization since he did a slap shot on the leg of Kirby Doc, and nobody run after him. I don't know. The hockey talk about this right now. They don't want to get something. Something happened to someone. They don't want another players try to go the jumping to other players. What a bad goal by Atlac, by the way. But that's my point, Gary, about this. I just think we need to keep a couple of other players direct play all three players, so not to keep in round. And TJ, yeah, you need some kind of mix veterans with the rookie for sure. Do you see Caulfield winning with the AB in the next few years? Yes, I do, Willie. I think Cole Caulfield is going to be a great hockey player in the NHL. Amia is la prise du sommeil. Qui faisait la prise du sommeil? C'était Tino Bravo, Luc, ou ben non, c'était les frères Leduc. Luc, tu dois connaître ça, les frères Leduc. The wreck is not part of the future. Beck is coming up. It would be a Laval soon. I say it will have a few vets for next year until we trade him. Yeah, Zeph, so right, the wreck is not the answer for the Montreal Canadiens. I think the wreck could become a player could be traded, and then Owen Beck is the next behind him. Back at practicing with the team. Yeah, I think he missed today. I think Gary, I think he was sick today. Jake Evans looked good with Gallagher, good chemistry. Gary, we saw that the last couple of games, right? They complete. Can we see this on 25, 30 games? I'm not sure. But right now, they complementary very well, both together. Better for Gallagher fit better with Armia versus with Evans compared to Devorak. For that, Caulfield is made a better future superstar. He's already a superstar. He's a little a bit around the players. 4 years, people like speculate. 4 years, people like let's speculate. Yes, absolutely. Look, I think Caulfield and Mitchkov would be potentially a world-class one-two punch. Need to pray. You're absolutely right about this, right? Mitchkov is a winger, a small one, 5'10". But a little bit like Gary said, better with Montreal. Pray. Caulfield is a star, not yet superstar, but getting there. Is a star can become a superstar theory, yes. Okay, next year, Sokolsky 15, 20, 25 goal, Gary. Um, I will go with lower, 15 goal. Why, coach? Because I don't know is still high. I don't know he's going to use him third line. I don't know would be the time with Montreal Canadiens. But right now, I would go 15 goal, my opinion. That would be a good at the end of the night if he get this for that. Google. There we go. Thanks so much. 7-1 gets no. What a star. Dean Tribu. What a star, Dean. Um, who draft Dean? Play for Team Canada, by the way. Is it Zach Dean? Zach Dean, 2003. Here we go. See, I knew it was Zach. By the Golden Knights, 30 overall pick to select Zach Dean, 6 foot center. Play with the Casino Olympic at 70 point and 50 game. Thank you, Luke, to remind me that one. Coach, Askarov for Nashville looking like a goalie prospect. I want after looking deeper into him. What his trait look like and what do you think? Askarov, I can recall it was draft 10 overall pick or 11 by the Nashville Predator 2-3 years ago. His project is not finished yet. You need to polish a lot. But maybe one of the most excited goalie you can get and is going to be in the NHL. By the way he played the game, the way he carry on the puck, he's just amazing. He's a great skater, by the way. Now, on balance, he is not structured about everything. He need experience. He's looking good with the Milwaukee Admiral in the AHL. Have a good year overall. And he prospect to be a solid goaltender in NHL, like Spencer Knight. He could become a Wildstead, possible a Kosa, a Carter Hart. By the time we tell us about him, the market to trade him, it would cost you 3 players: a top prospect, first of all, a top prospect A. It would cost you a first round pick below top 15, and that would cost you a second top prospect B. This is the value minimum for Askarov, in my opinion. That's very interesting because that reminds us, guys, the same situation with the Florida Panthers. The Bobrovsky at 32 years old, Zaro's going to be 29, I believe. And then you're going to get a goalie like him, Askarov, at a young age, follow his goal. He's going to be in NHL next year. They're going to let go Len Cannon, I believe, and they're going to give time. Now, they can return him in American Hockey get more game. I can understand that too, because Saros complete very well. So when I said that, next year I could be wrong about this, but they will want him to get another year, maybe under his belt, to get a 50 game in American Hockey League. Could be right about this now. Now we have, and so that one MTG, if you're great, let me know. If you need something else, Philadelphia must be kicking themselves over Caulfield, like Montreal kicking themselves over Kachuk. Yeah, Cam York was the draft. There was a player pick up before them. You're right. It's happened every year. It's happened every year. Every team make mistake on trade, on UFA signature. Been that way all the time. Thanks so much for all the likes. We appreciate a lot. We thank, of course, the dislike too. Sarkozy can be a great player if he does not get knocked out so easy, John. If you follow, guys, you have a time, go get David Pastrnak at 18 years old in NHL. Look how you fall a lot about that. And I said Sarkisian is going to be a pass snack, but I always said it's normal at 18 years old. Did not play a lot of physicality game. Did not grow in North America. Those players coming from guys from European. Look, Canadiens at the beginning, same thing, right? They need to learn to be strong and to play, to be balanced their skate and to play the right way with when you go in the corner. How do you weight transfer your balance on your body? Example. And that's just a process, John. With time, you're going to see more him stronger and more strength on his balance about skating and to accept the check. Yeah, so he get beat out too much. CAUFIELD career won't be long. Just give me 5 years, then he would be gone just too small. I don't know. Look, possible, right? Or he could be 10 years too. Look, Johnny Gaudreau, NHL. Look, Alex DeBrincat, NHL. They have some players did it. And I think why not? Why CAUFIELD can do it too? Right? I don't see why not. Usually those guys, the player are really smart and they know what to accept, check, and they are put them at the right position. But again, I cannot. I don't know what happened, but the time will tell us. Look, what is the next shot? Lafleur, Lemire, and like is CAUFIELD a part of this line? Yep, I think he is the right one about this, Larry. The same like shot et Lafleur for sure. Another Stéphane Richer possible. Marchand is a small and look at size does not mean much. But and Rabinov, I would say to you, yes, it is. Size is a very important factor in hockey. Just the way how they draft players in Rabinov. When you take player under 5'9", you're a little bit concerned about them, and you a little bit worry about them. But always in life, you have exception. Yeah, sometimes you can get those kind of players for sure. Marchand is one of them, but there are not many Marchand in NHL, right? There are not many players under 5'10", 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", perform very well in NHL. They have, but not amazing. That's my point behind that. So the size count more, I would say to you, and Rabinov, or why I disagree about that. But you always have an exception about this one and Rabinov. That'll start take the lead 1-0. No way CAUFIELD would be there a long time. It would be a superstar. Like I said, to look, and like I said to you, Terry, I don't know the for sure about that. I don't know. But franchise player don't guarantee a cup, just jersey seller. But the franchise player, MTG, does not give you a Stanley Cup. The franchise player guy make the team better and make the team to go most of the time in the playoff and make the team to go possible at the final Stanley Cup. At least a conference final. Luke McKinnon, Luke Kucherov, Luke McDavid, final cup last year. Luke Jonathan Taze, Patrick Kane, and Malkin Crosby, the superstar, make the team better, and they carry on that team all the way to the final. Now, they're not always going to win the Stanley Cup. Only one team with 32 guys. All right? That's just happening. And it takes a lot of things mixed together to winning the Stanley Cup. William, good night. Great talk. How they run. All right, not a problem. William, Marchand can take a hit, not a CAUFIELD. Marchand. Here we go. I can understand your point of view about this. Look, and I said you're wrong about that. But guys, I will give you an example about Marchand. And you'll be shocked when I'm going to tell you that. Why? Because I know I study him. Brad Marchand, guy, at 22 years old, 21 goals. Brad Marchand at 23 years old, 28 goals. Brad Marchand at 24 years old, 18 goals. Brad Marchand at 25 years old, 25 goals. Brad Marchand at 26 years old, 24 goals. At 27, boom, that's what he become a hockey player. He got 37, 39, 34, 36, 28 at 31, 29 at 32. Then he got 22 at 20. Now, Marchand, one thing he does very well, guys, he took him until 28 years old to reach the 85 point, 1 point per game. Send that at 28 years old. So be patient. That's another example. Be patient with players. Don't put them out of the box at 21 years old, 22 years old, 23 years old. It's not going to happen. Marchand, like I said, 5'9", 156 pounds. Look, I understand your point of view when you said that, right? But be patient with players. Succès entrée, Rouen Aranta et Schwingen en deuxième prolongation. Wow. Nicolas, merci. André, you are right. Caulfield is durable. He could play the whole season. They set him for the tank and to measure safety start next season. I think MTJ, they put him out because he had to go surgery. He need to fix his right shoulder. It was not about the tank, in my opinion. Not allowed. It was just to give him a better view to be more ready to play in NHL with those kind of, you need a surgery this year, next 2 years, next 3 years. You need to go through the surgery. It was the perfect timing for them to do that. Sarkozy need more experience. No big deal. Is a learning curve. Well said, Gary. Hello, mister. Would you trade Gallagher or keep him? But I would like to trade Gallagher because the salary cap he carry on at 6.5. This is my end for the longevity of the contract. I would trade Gallagher. On the flip side, Gallagher bring experience, bring fun around. He bring lead, for example, the work ethic. That's what Gallagher does. And he's really good for the lead in the room. But is it worth it? $6.5 million? I'm not sure about that. The Vancouver Canucks guys score, take the lead 2-0 again, the Calgary Flame tonight. So that would be the best answer I can give to you. Caulfield has incredible speed. It does not need size. I don't said he does not need size. What I said, and you said the size does not matter. I think a size has a matter in NHL. Now, you talk about Caulfield, not a problem. Caulfield need a protector, or you touch him, you deal with me about that. That McDavid is the best players. Orange can only one, a great talent that people go to see more at Jersey sell. Yes, Askabossi or Gretzky, Luc Fortune. A good team has all the roles, including a tough customer. Gogol, well said. Danny, like the Bruins. Coach, you're funny on Hudson not been named the Baker. Not a problem with that part. Pierre is a young player, freshman, 19 years old now. That was my expectation. I was not expecting him to get there. You told Adam Fantilli by 18 years old, but the Adam Fantilli dominate the NCAA point per game per average. So he deserves it. Matthew Nice have an amazing, great year in the NCAA with Minnesota. Logan Cooley have the same thing, both of them. So well done. It was just hard for Hudson. Hudson is going to be there next season. He's going to be the finalist. I wouldn't be surprised if he won next year for that. Mr. Pierre, great question, by the way. Line has 3 players. They play well together. That's what we need and have missed for quite a while. Yes, Larry. 2-0, 1-0 the Canucks. Now with 2-0. Yeah, Danny, I like awesome. Ovechkin is coming to the town. I want to see him, but not need his jersey to want his autograph. There we go. It's just a plaster culture. It's because it's not just for the money they want to play. The bottom say is interchangeable. Yes, Gary. There is first mentality. And this club may be the next Pavel Bure. Yeah, prototype the kind of player like that. I think Bure was more dynamic on the skating. Binchkov is really more a really good sniper, but I can't hear that. It's all about the money, Danny. They all and they're looking for the NHL because you need to make your best player play more. Yeah, I agree with you about that, Danny. I wouldn't be disagree. We have 40 something likes. the recent Rocket coach. Are the ad defensive prospect good enough to use both first round pick on the forward this draft? Are the ad defensive prospect good enough to use both first round pick and the forward? On the first pick NHL draft this season, you have Rainbatcher, you have Sadin Balika, you have Kuliev, you have Smith. I think the other reason I think is Samilish or Smilish or whatever his last name. They are where they are right there. And the Calgary now cut the lead 2-1. Toffoli just scored for the Vancouver Canucks. What a great play between both of them, by the way. So I don't see Montreal pick up number 5 right defenseman. The number 17, whatever the Montreal get, that will be very interesting who they are going to be there. That will be something I will really pay attention on that one, our right defenseman. On the flip side, Montreal Canadiens guys have Logan Mailloux, Justin Barron on the right defenseman. On the left defenseman, you already know Caden Coley is there. And you have already Jekai, you have Harris, they have Lane Hudson, Jaden Strobel. One of them have to play on the right defenseman at some point. That's really where they are right now, Montreal Canadiens. So, number 5, I would be really surprised Montreal get there. Now, they have the World Junior Champion, the World Junior. They have the World Championship under 18 years old next month. Well, this month now, April for me. All right? This is the tournament you have to watch. Everybody be there. Everyone. Yeah, we have to follow that tournament very closely. Who's going to get their stock market increasing? And that will be something to follow the next couple of weeks. If a Wally Smith, a Rainbatcher, a Sandon Belika, another defenseman can pick it up there. So that's the best answer I gave it to you. Maybe the coaching staff can put together an all-star line now. Actually, we have faith, but it's been years. I always thought Minnesota could be a decent coach player at this stage. It's going to be great. And Revenant about the World Bronze team. Calvin, 1-1 Star Coyotes. Mr. WX Revolution back in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks so much. Laval Rocket take the lead 1-0. Laval Rocket battle right now for the last spot on that one. Now a penalty for Calgary. Paluchek opened the door after they get the momentum. That's what he got. I'm watching the Vancouver Canucks in the Calgary. Talk about player pissed off a coach. That's what Lucic did. The momentum was switching for Calgary. Then he took an interference call about that. And Vancouver have a greatest power play. And I'm looking for Sun. Evans is more aggressive and slightly more offensive on his game compared to DUARTE, and that fit Gallagher improvement much better. Now, you're absolutely right about this when you said about the offensive side, where he can run the puck more. And what a save at Demko on that one there, right? Backlund got sealed by the one. What a save. I agree with you about Nicholas about that. Luno and Anaheim. Luno is from Gatineau right now. Great pick by them. I think it was 34. And NHL draft. We must be rich. Looking forward to next year. I've not been excited for years, but thanks to this circumcision. Thanks so much, my friend. You're absolutely right. We are all excited, Larry, for sure. Laperriere is about the coolest hockey player. Avec Demash and Peter Bojai was real nice too. You're absolutely right. Yann Laperriere was a great hockey player. Firstly, he lost problem with his eye. And then you have Adam Demash with injury body. Unfortunately, was an amazing, great hockey player. Never been full. And then Peter Budai, but unfortunately for him, backup goaltender. That's the fate on the key. Larry. For the Knights, not too bad about this. You don't click on the like, please don't forget. Quite honestly, the fact that Montreal has 30 win this year is an amazing achievement. Montreal clearly know what he's doing. Well said. I agree with you about that one. And Rabinoff, I've been waiting for 30 years. Look, instead I'm waiting a little bit longer. Look, so well you, Danny. Who was the last first round draft pick? Was a French player, not a goalie. Are you talking overall? First round overall? Um, a franchise player, they don't have a lot, Gary and Montreal Canadiens, I believe, in my eyes. Um, you have to go all the way to 70s, I think, um, for that. Guy Lafleur, in my opinion. The time 86, 93, you have good player, franchise player on those years. I think it was Patrick Roy. I think Patrick Roy, it was a 4-round pick, I believe. What? A 3rd round, 51 overall. So I have to go with Guy Lafleur. At least something is someone you can mention to me. You can talk about me. Yeah, I have to go that way, Gary. Coach, which goalie have the better trade value que Askarov, qui are projected at the same level, at least first one pick 2024, two prospects unlike Sid Rivers. If you think about the last 10 years, first round pick and goaltender, you don't have a lot, right? And Askarov is one of them. You have to go with Kosa, Wallstead, and for Spencer Knight. For me, the closest one for the week you talk about is Spencer Knight. Carter Hart is great, but I have to go with Spencer Knight on this one. I'm telling you right now, guys, Calgary, the game Calgary and Vancouver, guys, this is for men. They hit each other like this is a playoff game for them. So that would be my best answer, MTG. Lafleur and Robinov said, I agree, look, been waiting for year 2. Leave go through Tampa, I still believe, but that's it, Danny. I agree with you about that. There we go. That's what I just said. It's a game playoff right there, way there. What year did Badak draft Lafleur? 1971, I believe. Michel Brière was 70, I believe. Or 70. $1971. Coach nailed it again. Pinocchio Marchand, Danny. 71, Larry. Here we go. 2-0 Laval Rocket. Awesome to hear that. Question. I see some people compare Benson to both Coley and Marner and the style. Is that correct? Asking because I've never seen Benson play a lot. The difference between them, I will say to you, and I want to be sure I give you the right answer because I need to be sure. Marner is 6 foot, and Cooley is 5'11", I believe, or 6 foot. And on the size wise, Zach Benson, the best way I would say to you, Nicholas, is look about Johnny Gaudreau. That's what Zach Benson is. A prototype player like this, 5'9". A Gaudreau, guys, is what? 170, maybe? Johnny Gaudreau, guy, is 5'9", 165, right? And you go on the Benson, right? It's I put him 5'10", but 170. But I'm telling you right now, the 5'10" guys, I will not believe it right now. It's more like a 5'9". If you go compare the player when they sit together, they put him right now 5'10". He's more 5'9". Is 160. So that's the kind of player we compare to you. The best, if you can have what he looked like and you had more like Johnny Gaudreau, Nicholas. Hopefully this answer to your question. I was so happy when Subban hit him at the blue. Yeah, that was a big hit, by the way. Good night, everybody. Nicolas. Coach, What can I say to my leave friends who has never seen the leave of the Lord sync up? I think we would go crazy again if they cannot win. You know, part as the good fans, you have a bad fan, good fans. You have to give. They cannot give up. Constantly chase your team. No, what color it was? Quiz time in our top. Still alive. Yeah, we're going to get there right now. Just wait to finish. It's done, but leadership is still there. Here we go. Buff, look, great talk, but gotta go. Now, the planetary. Have a good night. Toffoli score, Luc Lafortune. He did about that one over there. And 2-1 the Coyotes against the Calgary Flame. Until we can judge the prospect, for me, they're all suspect. No, look, I agree with you about that. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the first time you said that to us. And you're absolutely right. It's all about assuming projection and everything like that. And look, I completely agree with you because you never know what turn around about that. But it's fun talking about this, by the way, for that. Coach, Medball are coming soon. So will you give now a 10 years contract to Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux so they can get play together? Prefer them. But problem with that, you cannot give a 10 years contract anymore. Is the max is 8 years. I think Jealous Rebel selling is higher than Jordan Harris. Little bit front plus, Gary. I think Jaden is more like a home base, less offensive players, but a solid defense. Like, and I know you're not going to like that one there. He can, similar to Romanov. When I said that, guys, Romanov, the Calgary Flame tied the game 2-2, guys. The Flame all come back with 2 goals. When I said that, and I'm really be careful about that because Romanov was solid. He hit a lot. But just think about Stromberg is a kind of player. He hit a lot, right? Maybe that has the same strength like Romanov. Romanov a little bit more on the offensive side, a bit better. But that's the type of player I compare. Like, Harris a little bit more offensive player, by the way. There we go. Quiz, please. I'm getting there. Here we go. When did your draft start? 1 year. 1963, Larry. It was the first year of the draft. I think the first player was Michel Blas, guys. Michel Blas? It was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. And I can see a Conacher. Gary Monahan. Here we go. I apologize for that one again. It was Michel Blas was the first goalie, I believe. 1963. The Montreal Canadiens select Gary Monahan, the Detroit Peter Maravlich, and I don't know why Michel Blas come to my head. But Gary Monahan was the first player drafted in NHL, guys, by any others play with the Montreal Canadiens. First thing to draft, good, but we don't have foundation you want with as. Excuse me about that. Yes, look, it take a mix altogether was the draft start because the expansion. No, Larry, not at all. That guy was only 5 rounds. If I can, 4 round and 4. That time I have only 14 draft. We have 16, but not everyone used the round number 3, number 4. There was more open up. Gordon Jarrett can play right before, so I think is a clear choice for that rotation. I think 2 forward this draft in the first one is the way to go. Thanks again for the story. No, welcome, my friend, MTG. Hopefully, you're going to go back. We do this all the time, MTG. I like the knowledge about question you bring. It's great to have you. The Rocket winning 3-0. Thanks so much, RJ, about this. Very big game for them. The Calgary 2-2. Look, question. If the Habs drop to 7 position at the draft, do you think the Habs would consider the trade? No, Gary. Not at all. No. Monahan for Chicago. Larry, Lavallee. But it looked like it was Montreal on that year. I have 21 selection. No problem. Caulfield. Claude Richard, 2-0. Laval, troisième période. Look like it's confirmed by RG. Look like the game is over. 3-0. Claude Richard. About that, we stuck with Cole Caulfield all night with a new contract, guys. We have 28 people about this. I think it will be the time. Trade 24 pick for a goalie and start winning. Trade a goalie. It depends, MTG. Be careful because Montreal could select top 8 again next year. I will be a little bit more caution about that. If you have a good goalie, possible, but it all depends about that. I think, guys, and after I put this in the chat, I'm going to finish the show. I passed the time, guys. I apologize. I just like to talk here tonight. I have a great time with you. Kevin, knock the door. Welcome aboard. Thanks so much. We're going to go to the quiz. For new people, never see the quiz. We have 5 questions, and we like to have some people live. We did this all summer last year, and people have a great time. So if you want to join us live with me tonight, guys, you're welcome. And after you can put the like, we accept 3 more people in the chat for the question. And that'd be great to hear each one of you. It's 5 questions tonight, and that's what we got. So we're going to do this very quickly. 41 likes. That's awesome to hear that. RJ, thanks again for all the likes that we got tonight at the Hockey Nation live show. I think I have get number 1 bet that Mander this year. 3-2 Vancouver for Luc. He said 3-2 with 10 shots only. 3 goals from Max Strom. Not a bad, another great play by him. The chick is on the ice on that one, by the way. Have to defense in front of the goalie, Larry. Oh no. The Canadiens 2-1 and the Canucks at 3-2. Look like right now I'm 1-1. Possibly I would be 1-3 on the selection to pick tonight. Yeah, a goal on the right side. McDonough score his first goal in NCAA, I think, and in NHL. McDonough signed as an NCAA, got his first goal in NHL. Here we go. McDonough, the score for the Vancouver Canucks. All right, guys, we're going to go that way. Nobody in the chat because I had no time. I'm already late about that one there. So let's start in the first question of the night, guys.
Oh my God!
Whoops, sorry about that. How was that clock? Here we go. Question number 1, guys. And the NHL history. What is the lowest shot on the net when a team have 4 goals in 1 game? In the NHL history, what is the lowest shot on the net when a team have 4 goals on the game? 7 for A, B 9, C 11, 12 for D 13. About that. So this is the question tonight. First question tonight. Chicago would be with 9. Thanks so much, Chicago. Alexandre, welcome back in the house. Good night. Have a good weekend. Thank you so much. And DJ, I'll be back Sunday night. Shoot down the quiz. Look at our goes. You need to add the link. About that, I think he did it. Alexandre said with A. Bonsoir, Yamo Vartanen. Ready for the quiz, Yamo. Google go B. Larry with A. Willie with A. We have Yamo at C, Gary C, KLS A. Thanks so much, everybody, to participate at that one there. We're going to give a mulligan for everybody. Vinny C, welcome back, Vinny. Danny said B. Danny said B. Do we have anybody else? And off top is not there yet. 69 for Kevin. About that one then. I don't see an off top on that one there. Do we have anybody baseball that want to participate? I wake up. Here we go. Yamo. We go at the right time. Yamo, tell us your team you select for the prediction tonight. RJ A, Luc Lafortune A, Danny Copy, Chicago. About that, the answer, guys, the first question, guys, is... Oh, my God! Is... here we go. B, the answer with 9. We have 3 people got it. We have Danny, Google account, and Chicago. All 3 guys have a good answer. Claude Richard got it too. Claude Richard got it too. Claude Richard confirm. I got it to you, my friend. 3-2 Vancouver. Yamo. Yeah, I'm sorry about that one there. Here we go, guys. Question number 1 is over. Question number 2. How many times the Flyers have their history with 0 minutes of penalty and 1 game? How many times they did it? 9 times, 12 times, 14 times, 18 times, or 21 times? How many times in the history? 1967. They have right now. They have 0 minute of penalty and 1 regular game. Here we go. We're going to start right there. Same pick as in our top, so not too well. In our time cheating, look at Watson. I'm happy it's a 2-2. Me too. Chicago with C, Danny with A, Caleb with B. Alexandre with D, Luc Lafortune with A, Gary Cournoyer A, Vinny with B. Here we go. Yamo C, Larry Lavalley A. We miss it. Claude Richard. Everybody else participate on that one. Google C. We have Willie Snyder B. RJD. Claude Richard. Coach, I think Huberdeau missed a penalty shot. Yep, he did. B12. Here we go. Oh my God! The answer, guys, of the second question, the answer is C. 14 game. Chicago take the lead at 2. Google account at 2. Followed by Danny. Claude Richard and Yamo Vertanen score a goal on that one there. So congratulations. Question number 3. 5 to go. 3 to go. Oh my God! And the Boston Bruins history. How many different players score 50 goals in 1 season? The number is 6. Is it under like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Is it over 7, 8, 8 plus? Or is it exact assist? How many different players score 50 goals in 1 season? Here we go. Good luck, everybody. We go overtime here. RJ said A under. Thanks so much, RJ. Appreciate a lot. Alexandre Maillard, A. Welcome back, Alexandre. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you don't do it. 2 answer, 2A. Whoa. KLS, A. Yamu, B. Danny, A. Luc Lafortune, A. Wow, we have a lot of A. 5, A. Google, A. Willie Snyder, B. Thanks so much, everybody, to be a part of the show and to join us. We're going to wait for Claude Richard. And possible Larry B. Vinny said C. Thanks so much, Vinny. And Gary said A. We're still missing Claude Richard. Most of you said A, and some of you said B, and only one so far said C. Willie said A. All right, no problem. Willie. And Claude Richard. Wait for Claude Richard. Claude Richard 5. Claude Richard 4. Claude Richard, B over. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
Wow. Wow. Guys, I don't know what's going on tonight, but the answer, guys, is C. Exact. And only Vinny got that one over there. Most of you said A. Some of you said B, but only one said C. And this is Vinny. And that was the answer, that one over there, guys. And let's move on. Question number 4. Jack Hughes' score is 40 goal of the season this week. Who is the last player did it for the Devils? Who the last player scored 40 goals et plus in one season? Is it Parise, Kovalchuk, Gioda, Elias, or Verbeek? Who is the last player for the New Jersey Devils scored 40 goals in NHL in one season? Chicago said C. Oh, you are the first one on that one, Chicago. You're absolutely right. You got it there. You got it there. You got it. Yeah, I know. It was the first one of this one. So, Chicago take the lead at 3. Chicago said B, Kovalchuk. Here we go. Revolution said D, Elias. Luc Leverson said E, Verbeek. Alexandre said A, Parise. William said D. Larry said E. KLS said D. Danny D. Gogo said A. Vinny said A. Well, Yamo at B. Gary Cournoyer at C. We're missing Claude Girard about that one over there. Gary said C. Joda. Brian Joda. Anybody else? Claude Richard? Here we go. We're going to get the answer at that moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. D for Claude Richard. The Dallas Stars tied the game 2-2, by the way.
Oh my God!
The answer, guy, is Zach Parise is the last player. So Vinny, no, Chicago is at 3. Google account is at 3. Vinny now is at 2. Alexandre Maillard just scored a goal on that one. And the rest of you are 0-4. But Yamo and Claude Richard and Danny is 1 and 4. So that's happening. Last one of the night. One more to go. Here we go. Last of the night. And the Panthers history, guys. Which player had the longest streak with 1 goal? Which player had the longest streak with 1 goal? Is it Matthew Tkachuk, Pavel Bure, Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, or Ray Shepherd? Ray Shepherd. Here we go, Chicago. Alexander. Praise last year before seeing a white. They got it. Alexander, well said, my friend. Here we go. Last question of the night, guys. We go for all in. Put all the chip on the table. Look. Calgary tied the game. Look here, look here in front of me. About 30 seconds. I like it when I heard that. Chicago said Tkachuk. Thanks so much for that one. Stetcher goal. Wow. Wait a minute. Keles said Barkov. Alexandre said Tkachuk or Revolution. Gary said Shepherd. Alexandre Maillard said Barkov. Danny said B. Eagle said E. Yamo said C. Larry said E. Wally said E. Vinny said E. Yamo said wow. RG said D. Won't get blank. Look at that. The Vancouver Canucks take the lead 4-3. Wow. Claude Richard said C. Barkov. And I want to be sure we get the right answer from Chicago. Said C. Gogo said E. Here we go, guys. We're at the end of the show, guys. If Chicago is right, he win. If Gogo is right, he win. And Vinny could reach tie the game with Shepard for that one over there. The answer, guys, on that one,
Oh my God!
you know, believe it, we have only one good answer. It's Danny with Pavel Bure. Got 7 straight game. Kachuk right now is at 6. So that's happening about that one. Or that. The Vancouver Canucks guys have 11 shots and 3 goals. We have a mistake at the blue line. That's coming at 2-1. Go back on the left side. Back door and score. The Vancouver Canucks got 12 shot, 4 goal. Wow. The Vancouver respond right away with 14 seconds later. Guys, with that one there, we have a 2 winner tonight at the Hockey National Show. Gogol Aconte and Chicago Nick are the winner of that contest tonight. Congratulations, both of you. What a great start of the playoff with some kind of question about this. Is me, Danny, about that one over there. So congratulations about them. We have, of course, Danny with 2 answers, Vinny with 2, Alexandre Maillard, Yamo, and Claude Richard with 1. Look, you need to come back in the game more often to get that one, one good answer. We have a few people participate tonight. We appreciate that. Guys, hopefully you like the show. We're going to be back tomorrow night for the Montreal Canadiens against the Carolina Hurricane. And then we'll be back Sunday morning, the HABS Browns Daily Rendezvous, Sunday Rendezvous. And then we'll be back Sunday night, the same show we did tonight. We're going to be back Sunday night with NRTAP for the Montreal, the HABS Nation Live Tonight show. Thanks again, everybody, to be with us tonight. Great to see you, Master Blank. Good thing about the show here at the Cold FRENCHY quiz, you can come back and you will restart at 0. That's good things about that. Thanks so much, Larry Lavallee, to be with us. Many people, all the moderators tonight. We appreciate that to be with our Hockey National show. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Until then, my friend, I want to remind you one more thing.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
You have greatness inside of you. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for all the likes you did tonight. Thank you, moderator. Thanks so much to people in the chat. Always a pleasure having each one of you. We wish you an amazing, great rest of the night. Sweet dream, full tomorrow day. So, I don't know. Montreal maybe win the Stanley Cup in 2025. We'll see. Until then, my friend, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the first half of what RJ we said to me in our top 2023. Have an amazing, great night. Remember, we love you, people. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I'm already in the weekend. Thanks so much, Danny. Thanks so much, Claude. Gary, good night, buddy. Oh, I don't like the tongue, sister. Thanks so much, Larry. Thank you, guys. You're very kind of me to me. Good night, Vinny. Good night, 7049. Willie, thanks so much, buddy.
What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say
it is,
so?
Gary.
We're just putting on
Thank you so much,
a
Larry.
show.